Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
We are now live on the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. Matt Iwanyk, Lieutenant Eric, and Nasty Club member Library Pat with us today. He is the winner for the prize from the Nasty Club month of March or Feb? Feb?
I think it was Feb. Yeah.
Feb, and then you got, yes, because who then won March? I just reached out to someone for that one.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah. So you were February, and we were able to work out the date, and Library Pat is here. So thanks for joining us, and thanks for the support.
Hey.
Library technician,
Yeah.
as well as he alerted us to.
Go ahead.
I've been listening to. Well, I'm a Bryn and Jake vintage.
You're old school,
Yeah,
1260.
I've been 20 years with you guys.
Yeah.
Or precursors to you guys.
CFRN.
Yeah.
CFRN 1260.
Yeah.
Before that, what was it? I forgot what the music station was called for it.
An oldies.
Because it was, we have the picture of Low Tide.
Yeah,
with
right.
the sign.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
it was like the Magic Machine or Music Machine or something
my.
like that. Do you remember that photo?
Yes.
I don't know what happened to it. I don't think anyone saved
Magical
it.
photograph.
Yes. Apologies for the delay on the start for the EST Hangout. As I started streaming and was putting us live, the computer just crashed and froze.
And there's no team of engineers here. You roll up your
Well,
sleeves and you get at it.
The great thing is an engineer, if it was at the old place, would come up and just restart the computer.
You'd still
I
be
just
waiting.
restarted the computer.
Yeah.
It would have been the exact same amount of weight.
Yeah. We'd still be waiting.
There would have been nothing.
Chaos.
We would
Chaos
have
reigns
backup
supreme.
audio.
Yeah.
That would have been playing. You heard of the interview with...
Slava Malamud and Dean Millard.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, Ladislava Malamud, I could play it every so often.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're live. We're good. It was great because about 9:12, all of a sudden we hear Dusty. What's going on with the Hangout?
Yeah, just 10 minutes after the show's supposed to start. But keeping you on your
Fully
toes on a
listening.
Friday, right? We're live. The Masters are live. It's a great Friday morning. Cheers. You got a little water there,
He's
too.
got his
Pat, right?
water and- yeah.
Oh, yeah, well.
We're
cheers,
gonna
yeah.
do full cheers here.
Why not? It's
There
Friday.
we go.
Yeah, yeah,
Friday.
yeah.
It's a
Great morning
weekend.
show. Feeling
It's an awesome weekend.
buzz off the vibes, yeah.
We got
It is
lots
an
to
awesome
discuss.
weekend.
Well, it's Masters weekend right off the bat.
Masters, Oilers-Coyotes as well. That's
Oilers,
kind of a
Canucks,
1A, 1B.
Canucks.
Well, but beat the teams in front of you here, man. But yes,
You're
right.
not wanting to look ahead.
I don't want to look one step ahead here, but no, you're right. It is a big. It's 2 games, and again with 4 points back of the Canucks and 2 games in hand, do a little work tonight. Tomorrow night could be a huge one.
And don't take the the Coyotes for granted.
You can't take anyone for granted, no.
Because they tuned in the Golden Knights the other night.
Nothing to lose.
Yeah, they beat the Canucks.
And they're probably pissed off. I bet that room's a lot more connected now, given the news of you. Like that's you rally people.
Oilers media is not allowed to, or Edmonton media is not allowed to ask the players about this move to Salt Lake today.
Yeah.
That's what they.
Yeah,
were
because why would
told.
you want?
That's
It's only
the
it's only
story.
a huge story. Why would you want people asking about it? Hey,
And then they only sent out Cooley. Again, after the Canucks game, Cooley was
Oh,
the
yeah?
only
He was
guy
the
that
rebel one?
yeah.
19-year-old kid. That's
There's a leadership, good leadership.
Yeah.
I
group
think that's
that
in the
one.
code near the back.
yeah.
You know, where you send out the kid to.
It's like the first lap warm ups. You send the
Yeah.
rookie out, and it's we got this big story. Rook,
First relocation, eh, Rook? You know?
you deal with this one. But so tomorrow you could wake up. There's soccer for those that are interested. It progresses into like full Masters coverage.
Yes.
You've got Oilers Canucks later in the night.
Yes.
It's just like
You've also got National Hockey Card Day. Wayne's Sports Cards tomorrow, 11 to 5. They'll be open.
Oh, yeah?
They have the balloon popping. Carnival atmosphere, a lot of
Balloon
whimsy.
popping?
Yeah,
Like, are there
for
cards
deals.
in oh, okay.
Yeah, like you pop a balloon, you get this, and that, or whatever. And it's a great day if you're into that. And of course, they're located near the Italian Center West End. Go to Wayne's, get a panino, watch Little Masters, get set for Oilers Canucks. Weather's supposed to live it.
I met our friend Dave Jameson for coffee yesterday.
Yes.
At the Italian Center, Little Italy.
Espressos.
We had our coffees in the Spinelli's bar there,
Yeah.
and but I like whenever I go, it's like I have to walk through the actual Italian Center, the OG one.
Okay, yeah.
It's beautiful there, just because it's
You get emotional.
it's the childhood.
You are an Italian, yeah,
It's where you go, and like the West End and all them, they're big, they're huge, they're beautiful. There's just something about that small grocery store, though.
Yeah.
And they even have they've added the bakery over the years and the full coffee shop, but it brings a tear to my eyes.
Can't beat the original, eh?
No, you'll never beat the
You can
original.
never.
None will ever beat the original. One day, last week we brought Dusty inside, so he could see it for the first time.
And?
I think he enjoyed it.
Well, it's just like the Coyotes, right? Like they bring him back in 27 or 28. You're never going to top this version. Right?
Oh, man.
They will be back.
The Coyotes? Right?
Well, do you think they're actually going to get that rink built?
It's all about the auction. Right? Like we got to kind of.
I don't.
But then
cross
if they
that
don't get this
chapter
land
out.
auction, they'll work on something else. They always have some sort of plan in
Yeah, but
place.
I hope they win the
that
auction
never
and then they
happens.
can't get the Coyotes back,
Yeah.
though. So then they got the land and they got everything. And then there's no
Like the league has done this smartly this time, finally. That they're saying, here, give us the team, you do your thing. If you meet the criteria that we set, fine.
We'll put
then
another
you,
team back.
And then you
Sure.
can pay us $1 billion
Yes.
and we'll let you get back in. But there's no risk to the league this way.
Yeah.
Finally.
Well, it increases league revenue. Tommy hates when I say this. They make more money at Mullet than they did at the other place.
Or they
It's
lose.
not a lot more.
They lose less
Sure,
money.
but revenue-wise, they make more money.
Yeah.
They actually, because tickets prices could be sold higher, and they actually do sell those tickets.
And an event for visiting people, too. I mean,
Yeah,
who doesn't want to go down and be a part of that history?
But it's like you're losing from, let's say 20 million now, it's 15 million you're losing. Like it's still not great.
Sure.
But they have made more. Now you go to Salt Lake, which is only about 11,000, but you make more revenue.
They're going to do way better. So,
All right, and
well,
the
an owner
hope is
that's
that he wants to build a new facility.
Potential owner that is, and very direct with his points
Yeah.
here.
If he builds a new facility, then obviously that's going to be built for hockey. So then immediately they could sell 17, 18,000 seats. What else is there to do in Utah to a degree?
Well, and that should be a great advertising for a potential NHL player or star to want to play your career in Utah. I mean, I know we talk about markets and such, and some are more desirable than others, but this might take the cake, right?
This will be a tough selling
I'd rather
point.
play in Arizona,
Easily.
just
anybody would.
given the
Likely.
the locale and the
The scenery, I think the actual the environment in Salt Lake is probably no worse. The scenery,
it's all kind of the same.
yeah, I'm sure it's all well and good, but it's not the same as Phoenix.
No, yeah.
As
It's
far
the top metropolis of the U.S.
Phoenix.
It's one of the
Yeah,
fastest
yeah.
growing, actually. Like, it's huge, but it's even growing at
Yeah.
a substantial rate.
Yeah.
They get everything. They just don't have a soccer team, basically.
Yeah.
Like MLS.
That's true. Yeah, wonder
But
why
you-
that is too.
well, they
Why
got
that's never been flirted with or discussed, or maybe it has.
They've been
and-
talked about expansion. There's been talks of
fallen through.
potentially them. But like they've got major college there. They've got NBA. They got NFL. They got MLB. They get the concerts. They have multiple facilities. It's a great place that a lot of people want to go. They have spring training, obviously.
and so many snowbirds that go down there too.
Yes.
I mean,
But they will get players in Salt Lake.
I know.
Utah Jazz gets players.
Yeah.
But the key is they're going to have to rely more heavily on the draft. That's where you're going to get your players.
Well,
and then at some point, those players are going to want to leave.
it depends, though. If they're competitive, the players will want to go.
Oh, some people fall in love with certain
Fair,
markets.
but
yeah.
to a degree, the Jazz got competitive. Jazz had great players. They had Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, but back
and then
in
they
the
had
day,
to
they had
trade those guys.
Stockton and Malone for
That's
years.
true. That's a great point.
Yeah,
For
no, yeah,
years.
Yes, you're right on that.
Things can happen in markets where you get a couple of guys and then it kind of they feed off one another
Yeah.
and this is happening and now I want to join this and
Yeah.
it happens, but then when it's done, there's no guarantee you get back to that. In terms of other markets, maybe perhaps, but it'll be interesting. I kind of said that tongue in cheek, but I'm sure players will want to go there and everything. But it is a
But they join the lists of Edmonton. When Edmonton's not winning,
I know,
at
and
the
that's
top,
the example here,
Winnipeg,
too, yeah, with-
Buffalo's,
Yeah.
you immediately go in from a category of where I think Gord Miller put it yesterday, where some agents are frustrated is a lot of their clients might have had Arizona not on their no trade list.
Mm-hmm.
Like their clients would love to go to Arizona, but they would not want to go to Salt Lake. And how's that going to work with no trade list where you've submitted your list and it's like, well,
Yeah, but-
now I can get traded to Salt Lake all of a sudden, but I would have put them on my
I
list
see.
and I would
Yeah,
have
but
switched somebody out.
that resets every year, does it not?
you
I'm
would
not
have to
sure.
have a.
I thought I heard that.
But so it'd be like, okay,
It'd be hilarious if it
but in
didn't, though,
theory,
right?
so
I
that
would
would be
love
like
that if
July
you-
1st, you resubmit. Well, that means you could be traded on June 30th. Though.
Yes, absolutely.
And you could be traded at the draft
Yes.
to a city where you would have a no trade clause. You
Yeah.
probably would put in a few days.
Well-
but you had it for Arizona,
Yes.
and now this change happened, and you can't switch that.
I wonder though if there's something in the CBA that says,
You'd hope.
In the event of
if a team moves, then because I mean, how can you hold a player to that when they haven't had a chance? They didn't even know.
something's changed from the original.
Right? So, I would hope, but
That's it, but it's the NHL.
That would be delicious.
You'd also like
No
look at the
guarantee.
right. You look
No
at the part of player
guarantees.
safety or something right now. You sit there and like, this is going to be a suspension. It's only a fine. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
and they could. This could be something that they didn't ever think about
Yeah.
when they were doing the CBA. So who knows?
Yeah.
So that'll be fascinating to watch all of this.
I love it.
I don't know. I do like a good relocation every so often. Seeing what happens, seeing a new city.
Well, fresh logos, fresh unis,
Yeah.
fresh names. I mean, let the games begin in terms of what do you call the team and everything, and everybody's got their old,
Yeah.
you know. I don't know. And the Jazz too, of all the places to go, the Utah Jazz, right? They're talking about team names and the fact that there's
favorite.
no Jazz. Like it's
my favorite team
such
name.
The,
It's one of
the
them.
irony with the name and
It's like,
everything. And
what other? LA Lakers.
Lakers.
Yeah.
is a big one.
Yeah.
Calgary Flames. It does kind of work, but it was from Atlanta.
sure,
They carried the name over.
Yeah.
yeah.
The Bobcats. Well, the Hornets. They went from Charlotte to New Orleans.
Bobcats was
they
a
kept the
fascinating
Hornets,
brand.
and then they brought the Bobcats.
I never really
and then the Hornets. They switched to New Orleans, and then they immediately took the Hornets back.
Bob Hornet.
Bobcats was great. Their colors were so horrendous.
I didn't get that at all.
Is Michael Jordan? Don't
But you
question
could
him.
keep Coyotes, you know, in terms of just it
could.
would make sense
Yeah.
as terms of yeah.
Except that
But if they want to come back,
the league will probably
Exactly, yeah.
stipulate that they don't,
yeah.
so that they can use it again if they go back.
Okay, but so now this is where it gets dealt. Do you want to go back to the Arizona Coyotes? Or do you want to start fresh if
Rebrand.
you're rebranding in Arizona? It didn't work with that team.
That's a tough
It didn't
one,
work
eh?
for a long time. Do you come back with we're bringing back the Yotes?
As opposed to the Jets, which did work, and they
Because
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
city, or if the
Yeah.
NBA goes back to Seattle, it's the Supersonics. Easily.
right.
But or do you, if you're Arizona, do you come in and try to be something different so that you reset that market and go, we aren't that team anymore. We're brand new, we're fresh.
But if it's the same owner,
It's not the Coyotes' fault. It's the management and everything around. Like, you know what I'm saying? The brand
Exactly.
doesn't and there are hardcores down there, and I think we all kind of join in the same
But
refrain
they
as
would
you feel
jump
sorry
to the
for
new
those.
one. The hardcores would jump to a new team. The casual Phoenix.
Would they be more jumping to a new team? Because I think Coyotes 2.0 would almost be a slap in the face to what they.
yeah.
It's gone. It's done. Have the memories, bury it, and move on. And another Coyotes would just be. I don't know. It'd be kind of weird. I'd be for it, but it would be weird.
Yeah, for me, I think that just this didn't work.
Yeah, just move on.
Let's just do a
But now
full
nobody's.
reset.
Now you get no
So-
Coyotes.
So the entire
One more team, no Coyotes.
The entire franchise history moved from Winnipeg to Arizona.
Yeah.
That now moves to Utah.
Yeah.
And it's a brand new franchise that goes to Arizona.
Yeah.
One day, even though they should not get another franchise. I
Yeah.
don't think
Yeah, but Atlanta shouldn't get another franchise either, and they probably are going to.
Right.
they'll get what they'll be
And that-
Atlanta, Houston expansion.
But not down to
Arizona,
uninterest either.
and
Again,
I don't
just
know who the fourth team would
mismanagement
be.
and you know, and
Yeah,
that's
and putting
Like
in
they
the
should
wrong
have.
putting in the wrong spot.
yeah,
Right?
Get the right people in the right spot and everything. There's no reason it shouldn't succeed in a place like Atlanta.
Right.
And it's funny you mentioned Phoenix too with the amount of people and the growth. I mean, Atlanta's a hub,
Yeah.
transportation and everything down there. I
Biggest
mean,
airport in North America.
Yeah.
it's weird that those two centers now, and we're sitting here today
Non-stop flights
talking
from
about
FlyAway.
Well, but
failed.
they're not hockey. Hockey isn't it down there.
But it's not it in a
But
lot
it-
of
So
places.
I go back
you
to
know,
with the
it's-
Thrashers, with the Coyotes in Arizona, and I throw the Blue Jackets in here. They never were successful for a period of time. They
Right.
never were good for 3-4 years to
Right.
see, can this market support them?
Columbus had that playoff appearance,
Right.
or whatever,
They-
right?
They
Bobrovsky
put out the Lightning. And,
Yeah.
The Coyotes got to a Western Conference final at one point.
did too.
Yes, with Mike Smith.
Yeah.
I think against
Gosh,
the Kings.
darn it,
I
anyway,
think the
yeah.
Kings took them out.
Yeah, but that was
A one-off almost.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. There wasn't
Atlanta,
a
I think, made the
sustained
playoffs
period.
once and they lost or something.
Yeah.
Like, I would have loved to have seen what those markets could have done after they built a team that was decent.
A mini era.
You know, yeah, like being the Kings they are right now. Not the Kings of the Stanley Cup years, but this Kings of the last few years where they've been to the playoffs for 3 straight
Competitive
years.
and in the
Whatever.
mix for a couple of
Competitive-
seasons.
And okay, now when that team drops off a little bit, is there a fan base to support this?
Yeah.
Well, similar like in Florida, they've been lousy until lately.
But the tickets are still dirt cheap, and they're still trying to drag people into
Right, but if they had a good run last year, if they have a good run again,
Yes.
then start to build something. The Lightning have done that.
yeah.
100%.
And the Lightning are going to, well, we'll see what I saw a thing yesterday about Stamkos, whether he's going to resign or not.
I could see him not resigning.
Well, I could see them not resigning him.
Yes.
They're trying to keep that window open. How long can, it's the same thing with Pittsburgh. How long can you keep the window open when the players are aging?
But I think as a management, you should say, like, your motto should be the window never closes, and that's our challenge to keep. And I know what you're talking about
Sure.
too, but that should be the
Kucherov's young enough.
Yeah.
Can you retool this on the fly quickly?
yeah. Like this isn't the
Take your
junior
little
hockey
dip
where you have a cycle
where they did
of
yeah, take a little dip and then jump back.
If you keep Stamkos, he has to take a huge pay cut.
yeah.
Yes.
And he probably is somewhat willing to do that. But like, how long can you, if they go too long, they get to where Pittsburgh is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm all for moving on to maybe a half step before.
You know?
Yeah, because you should have an eye on the future. I should always be building for that next step.
Yeah.
In the present, but also in the future.
It's that loyalty thing. It's a tough one. Where, like, if I'll go to the Penguins here. Can you allow Sidney Crosby to play somewhere else?
No, I wouldn't.
But then now you go in a spot where it's like, okay, well, can you fully build a team now moving forward? Like,
Well,
where's the money? And
but-
what about Malkin? And
Yeah, but that's
how
it, right?
far
That's
do you
the
take
difference.
this?
That's the difference for me.
Yeah.
Crosby doesn't go
Stays.
anywhere. Malkin, Letang, like I don't know what they were doing with Carlson, but
that was trying to keep this, make
Right.
this team good for immediate, and it didn't work.
no. But they might get in yet. But
But they're not going to go too much.
That wild card
guess it's
spot's
playoffs,
pretty.
whatever.
Who
What do we
knows?
have right now? By the way, apologies. I have your name spelled wrong. In my
With a K?
frantic EIRC. I was typed too quick. I spelled your name wrong on there. So
Irk.
yeah, I was.
It's people's reaction when they hear me
I was
talk.
typing really quick to get us on. I didn't even look,
That's-
and so you're spelt wrong, and I'm not going to go correct it because I'm on the
I
air.
love it. All the cool people spell their names wrong anyway.
Pens sit in the playoff spot right now, but that's like the loyalty part of like, is I'll take the Laker perspective. I've seen this with the Lakers. You couldn't allow Kobe to go anywhere else. Kobe had
Yeah,
to be a Laker,
right.
And they spent the money on him, and their teams were garbage. But they had to because you got to keep Kobe. And
But you don't have to.
But you had to.
I know what you're
Well,
saying.
like,
Well,
in
but
one
who
sense,
says
it
you
was
have
like-
to? You
because
the
he's-
goal is to have success for your team.
Because you
so-
want him to finish his career with you.
And I get that, but
And
that's a
that's
side
where
card to
it's-
success for the team. No,
Yeah.
And I
I'm just
saw-
speaking from a contrarian
no,
point.
And,
No,
and then the
you're
flip side
right.
to this is my Ravens.
Yeah.
They once told Ray Lewis he wanted more money, and they said, go test free agency.
Okay.
They said, be free.
Yeah, yeah.
If you don't
And
want to
that's
sign
good,
here,
yeah.
be free.
Yeah.
And he went around, he
Get
didn't
your
get his,
money.
couldn't see, wasn't going to get the payday, so he stayed with the Ravens, and he finished his career. But there was the flip of, okay, you think you want to go somewhere else? We're okay. Have at her. All the best.
Yeah.
yeah,
But it's that, like, I don't know how I would have felt if I saw Ray Lewis playing for the Dallas
It
Cowboys.
tugs on your heartstrings, and that's
I don't know if I could have accepted them.
You can
the
put a
same-
price on that.
Cristiano Ronaldo, the reason he went to Man United, it sounded like he was going to City. And it's
They-
like
they
he's
played
not-
you,
He's
though. They
not allowed
played
to.
you like a fiddle.
Absolutely, 100% they did. He said, you can't let him go to City. He came to United, and it kind of messed with what Ole was building
and
there.
there is the danger with this
Yes.
theory. Yeah.
But you can't let
Well,
but you
different
want-
players in different markets, and I think Sid's not a Ronaldo, and I think I don't know.
no, but he's.
I think I'm a Pens fan. I of course you wanted. There's no reason to move
Yeah.
on, but as I don't know.
You saw what happened with Yager when he went multiple places after he was in Pittsburgh, and he's just now rehabilitated with the Pittsburgh fans this year. I don't see them doing that with Crosby.
I think the nature of the exit too is, as Maddie said, if you're setting a guy free, if
Yeah.
everybody comes to the agreement
Right.
that and
Well,
that's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, if Sid wants to be a Penguin, I guess for life, you kind of have to honor the wishes of a franchise superstar.
The problem is, though, when he starts making kind of, okay, well, you got to keep these other guys now. And I get that he doesn't want to, I don't even know how to put it properly, but he wants to win, of course, but he wants his guys to be a part of it. And one like that at some point that both of those things can't be true at the same time. So I don't know what they do there, but
you hope that the Oilers have this problem one day, where
they may
10
have
years from now, 15
well,
years from now, you're looking at and saying, "What do you do with McDavid and Leon?"
They may have this problem
sooner than
next year.
I don't. Well, it'd be different. And that's the Oilers will do whatever they can, I believe, to try to keep Leon.
Agreed.
It's going to be can Leon stay? I do believe Leon will stay, but you're trying because you could still win. But if they both resign, then we're looking at the end of those contracts, going, what will the Oilers be in 7-8 years?
But I don't think. I think he might not sign that long. I think he might do what Matthews did.
Which we talked about Sean Bell earlier this week. To me, or me and Murray and Sean Bell, that's what I would do if I was a player. I'm not signing a 7-8 year deal.
Why would you? Unless you're in a situation where you need
if I'm a top
security.
player, if I'm a Leon, I know I'm great.
Yeah.
I'm going to believe I'm going to stay
yourself,
great.
yeah.
I'm going to go 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Because what did I do last time with an 8-year deal? I became underpaid massively.
Yep.
I'm not putting myself in that position again.
Yeah.
I'm putting myself in a position that the moment I'm start getting underpaid, I only have to wait a year or two.
For sure.
I'm a free agent again. Boom, let's get paid.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the smart play, but then of course you have the risk of injury, and
Yep.
so that's the bet. The bet is you're going to do well and not get hurt.
Which is we're watching with Aston Matthews. We'll see what happens there,
Exactly.
right? And then the risk though is that now he is a Leaf for a while, but now the talk again is he's going to go to LA.
Yeah, well, he's
When's
not
he gonna
going to
go
Arizona apparently.
Or how long's his contract?
Yeah, didn't he sign like 4 or 5
But another
years?
thing about
When does it
Arizona,
come
we
up?
all joke, but I mean that market birthed a guy like him. He's chasing 70 goals
Yes.
now, and I think what's lost too is just the grassroots. And I know it's a boring conversation, but you've grown hockey in a part of the world and a part of the continent where nobody would have dreamed. So Bettman can put his feet up on the ottoman and kind of relax on that. I think because again, it's the proof is there. It just bad actors in certain times don't get it over the line for you. But no reason why you shouldn't maybe go back to that and see what you can do.
He's got 4 seasons after this. Free agent 28-29. Picture this.
Oh, I know where you're
They
going
get
here.
the land auction in Arizona.
Yeah.
Takes a while to build.
Yeah, Daddy comes home.
All of a sudden, they get awarded a franchise. Big move they make in their first offseason before their first season.
Yeah.
They bring in Austin Matthews.
He was never a Coyote, but he will play in Arizona.
He'll be in the Arizona.
Wow.
Whatever.
Leafs haven't won a cup in between.
Hey, the second Toronto franchise will win before the first Toronto
Oh,
franchise.
Markham's got a cup already. Hey,
I'm giving them
So
I'm giving them the next one before Toronto does. But there you go.
Well-
This is Bettman's plan all along. Now
The
he's
long
okay with
game.
this.
Yeah.
He's okay with them moving.
take him.
Because now he's like, I can get Matthews there in this time. And
If
this
Bettman is still commissioner in that many years,
Wouldn't that be
he
something
will
too?
be. You don't think?
How
Wouldn't
old
put it
is
past
he?
him.
He's over 70.
This is his project.
Yeah, he'll be in
If
stasis.
he lets this team leave Arizona, he's sticking around
Yeah.
till he can be there when Arizona returns.
His head will be in a glass container.
Wow.
And we'll have the technology by then. He'll be floating in a glass container. But Gary, what do you think? And they'll knock on it and he'll say, 1, 2, 3, and then it'll be a code for a sentence, and then it'll be something like that.
He'll
But
go into semi-retirement. Well, Bill Daly will do everything commissioner-wise, but Gary's only focused on Arizona.
the pet project.
That's all he has.
Yeah.
Everything he does is about Arizona. He goes to board of governor meetings, and all he does is go, "What about Arizona?"
I am here for this timeline, Matty. I really like that.
He's
You've
71.
laid it all out.
He's 71. He's 75, 76.
He's just getting into it.
Right? He's got lots
in
of time.
hockey executive circles.
great.
He's a teeny.
That's why he's okay with letting this all happen.
Sure.
Because they'll get Arizona in the new rink, they'll build it, they'll award the franchise, and Austin Matthews will be their
The
captain in year
long play.
one.
The long play.
Leafs will be all upset. And in turn, that's when they'll announce the second franchise in Toronto to really piss off Toronto. I want this.
There are no
scenario now.
holes that
I
you can
want
poke in
this
that theory.
scenario.
I don't see one.
I really want this chaos. Now I'm all on board on all this if this happens. It's again like whoa, that one's flying everywhere.
I blame Scott Lord. Yeah. Dab you up
All
here.
good.
If they do leave Arizona, you think Gary Bettman's not going to want to be there when they come back?
I think he will want to. I just think
Not in
You think the league,
title.
the owners would finally push him out?
No,
not be like it's time.
how long do you? I think there are some people like Lou Lamoriello who will keep their job until they're whenever.
It's hockey. It's hockey.
But how many of them, like Ken Holland, is not staying here?
No. The question I wonder: would Ken Holland still take a GM job if somebody offered it?
It's a good
I don't know if
question.
somebody would offer it.
From what I've been hearing, I mean, even Tommy, the last couple days, has been saying he wants to retire. I don't know how much Tom knows, but I have heard nobody saying anything about him wanting a different job.
But if it was offered,
That's
if it
where
was,
I'm
nobody,
like-
nobody is. But if it was
I think
offered,
we
would
all-
he
I think
say,
that
retirement
some
can
of the
take a back
stories
seat
we've
to
heard
now?
is tired of Edmonton, like not of Edmonton, like you know what I mean, like this job he's tired. He's done his 5 years and
This
and
mission
it's worn
is-
on him.
yeah,
His
yeah,
mission's
yeah,
over
yeah,
here
yeah,
type
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
He's ready to move on.
Yeah.
If Salt Lake 2 years from now
Could you imagine?
got rid of someone and said, Ken, love you in Salt Lake or something, here's $7 million.
I say Salt Lake now.
I do wonder.
Well, I wonder about that too, right? Because when the Jets moved, they blew out the old management. Shovel Dayoff was put in when they moved. He hadn't been GM in Atlanta.
yeah, they didn't bring Don Waddell over,
Yeah, that's true.
So,
who's ended up being a great GM in Carolina.
well, he's had some good symbiosis with a very interesting owner.
Yes.
When it comes to hockey, it's never say never. And going back to the
That's
Bettman
where-
thing, I will not. Given again,
who saw
probably
Lou-
not.
who saw
But just
Lou
the
going
fact
to the
that he's been
Islanders,
around
right?
this. Well, I
In the
can't
end, right?
say
Like-
no.
Yeah.
I can't say no. You know,
Didn't see that one. And
probably not. But
I didn't see Lou going to the Leafs.
that was
Oh, yeah.
that was
Right?
a time, eh?
that's
So let
Shake
alone
those
going to the
sideburns.
going to the
Islanders.
Islanders. So that's where it's like the hockey. They do like to hold on to some people a long time, and I could see the owners just being happy with Gary Bettman. And
I'm sure they're happy with
Yeah,
Gary
and
Bettman.
it's-
I'm just saying, at some point, he is going to say, you know what?
he will. Yeah.
I would like to not be working anymore.
But where I will go with, I think Bettman has talked about that he wanted his last CBA to be like this was years ago. He said the next CBA will be my last CBA. And he did like that CBA, and now he's still around. And it's like, okay, well, like, so he seems Bill Belichick has talked in the past about I'm done at a certain age, and he's still, well, he wants to coach. He's not a coach right now,
Well,
but he
you
wants to.
can't
Yeah.
take the
I
fight out of the
think,
dog.
yeah,
eh?
to me, Gary, like, there's a guy that I could absolutely see now he's committed to making sure Arizona still works, which is wild to say that we're talking about that in those
Love
words.
it.
But I could see maybe him being I want to get this league to 36.
Coupled with the owners being comfortable still. and
I'm
all
going to
those
get them
things, and
these expansion dollars. I'm going to get all this.
And that's his final mission.
And then Bill Daly or whoever
Well,
they
this-
want to go with could be the next commissioner, and I'm done.
That's where I'm thinking, if you're an owner, how long are you going to let Bill Daly sit there and not have the job? 'Cause
Yeah.
How, like,
Well,
I'm kind of surprised he's stuck around as long as he has,
Well, so one, maybe they're realizing he's not going somewhere.
I guess.
We're good. Or maybe because Bettman is getting up there in age, maybe there are splitting duties. Maybe there's a lot more being
Maybe.
handed off to Bill.
Yeah.
And there's the whole transition type thing happening where Gary's in charge, Gary's doing a lot, but Bill Daly has come in and is doing a lot more of commissioner
and
type
I think
work.
he is, like the last time they did a deal and then his title changed and now he's deputy commissioner.
Right.
Whereas before he was whatever the title was.
Getting to be Game of Thrones in a bit, hey?
Yeah.
Like I want a red wedding down in Boca Raton or something where Daly, poisons the drinks or
Carolyn
something.
runs on TSN
Finally my
reporting on
time.
the red
Down
wedding.
with the king, and like he's been biding his time all these years. But I think in hockey, it's probably an understanding. And again, why is he stuck around so long in the number 2? Well, because he probably knows, and it's all just. It's all just gravy, and we're all just waiting until he wants to say no, and then you just move the pieces down the
If
slot.
Bettman's 71, how long could Bill Daly take the job? He's got to be in his 50s, I would say.
Yeah,
He's
time
gotta-
stops for no one.
Oh, he's
I guess.
59.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He's
right.
59. He's
Wow,
almost 60.
He's not that much
He's
younger.
a raw rook.
Oh, he's older than I expected. I thought it was going to be like early 50s or something. Well,
Yeah. So
maybe he hates Gary Bettman for this, and he's just watching, but he loves Gary Bettman at the same time that he can't do anything.
Yeah.
It's like King Charles. Loved his mother.
Yeah, but what
I'm
are you gonna do?
But at one point probably was like, I really want to be
You're
king
gonna knock her
at one
off there?
point.
Yeah,
and
exactly. You
How
can't
do
do
I
that.
become king?
Patience.
Patience.
You got to be patient.
And Bill's just, I got patience.
He's got a little bit of time.
He's not going to be commissioner of anywhere else.
Well,
Probably not. No.
Well, the Goodell's good.
he's been around here,
Silver's
so like,
young.
you know the landscape, you know the
Manfred
lay of
is
the land.
a mess, but I think the owners like him.
You've been through the wars and the battles.
This is, if he ever wants to be a commissioner of a major sports league, this is it.
Yeah.
This is the one.
Yeah.
So
They've
you
got
sit
the
there
office
until-
all ready for you.
This is till
Yeah.
Bettman finally says, I'm done, which, again, now with everything going on in Arizona, I surely could see him sticking around to make sure that they get re-awarded that franchise.
would be surprised.
Non-zero chance.
Yeah, like it's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I wouldn't, in 2 years from now, if it is announced Bill Daley's over in Bettman, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I will say this,
Realistically
though.
and logically is all
The succession plan has been there for a long time.
waiting to
I will
be
say this, though,
to
about the
gear.
NHL. I hope it's not Bill Daley as the next commissioner, though.
I hear
It's-
what you mean.
I wouldn't mind a,
A
different
fresh
something,
new face.
a new direction almost, or somebody different ideas.
But we're talking
'Cause
the
Bill
NHL
Daley has
here,
been
man.
around
Yeah.
Gary Bettman this whole time
Yeah,
too,
but
and it's just then it's the same. And I
These
feel like
owners
this
are
league,
not.
I agree.
It's
Yeah,
not going to
that's
happen.
I
what it
agree,
is, yeah.
but I would love to see a different name come in, or somebody different from the NHL. I don't know if John Collins is still around. He's a guy that does the events or something. Hey, somebody different. And we have, there's a fresh voice, fresh
That's-
ideas.
yeah.
This league's going to maybe do some things a little bit different, not a status quo. It's just not Gary Bettman. It's Bill Daley.
Bettman off the plaque and Daly into the plaque on,
But
the,
it's
on the
all the
door, and that's
exact
it.
same.
And, yeah, exactly. And
It's all the
yeah.
exact same. This is the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. There's always someone looking to ride the next wave. They're here for the ones who make their own White Claw. The difference is clear. Your hands up.
I got to go to the washroom.
Oh, yeah, have fun. Lieutenant Eric, Matt Iwanyk, Library Pat with you here on the Hangouts, live on TuneIn, iHeartRadio, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, as well as those watching on YouTube. Your next chance to qualify for the EST FlyAway. It's coming up a little after 10 o'clock. Your chance to win 2 nonstop flights, 3 nights accommodations, tickets to Cirque. Thanks to our partners in Vegas, the LVCVA, and our partners here at Edmonton at the Edmonton International Airport. They are FlyYEG, nonstop flights to over 50 destinations. Your sports trip starts with a nonstop flight from FlyYEG. That is coming up. Your thoughts always welcome. 780-218-9999 in the Parish Jewelers inbox, or you can jump into the nasty chat. Joel was upset with me because he was saying a bunch of things, and I didn't get to them earlier because we're having a great chat there. But it's Nuge's 31st birthday today. Already 31.
Happy birthday, Nuge.
That's time has just flown by when it comes to all of that.
Maybe he gets a big night against the Coyotes tonight.
Well, if there's a night that you could have a big night against someone, it would be the Coyotes. Mike Weir's +4. I just saw that. Oof. He was, before the show, he was just off the cut line, which was projected at -2 at the Masters. I don't know. I always cheered for Mike Weir just to make the cut. He's never going to win it again, obviously, but I would love for him to play the full 4 rounds.
It would be nice.
I don't know if he wants to play the full 4 rounds always,
Well,
but he's an older
I'm
guy.
sure he probably wants to play at this tournament.
Well, there was one year, quite a few years ago, he was announced at the beginning that he was going to be on the TSN panel Saturday and Sunday, like at the start of the week, and you're like, well, what if you make the cut, dude?
Come on.
We've got a 2-way tie atop the leaderboard. Homa and DeChambeau at -7. DeChambeau hasn't teed off yet. He's supposed to tee off in the next 10 minutes or so. And Scheffler, he's teeing off later today. Where is Tiger Woods on this leaderboard?
He left one short. Second hole, I think we were watching before.
Yeah, projected cut still at +2. He's at +2 through 5 holes. He is 1 over on the day. Birdied 3rd, bogeyed 4th and 5th. The Masters, I've watched it for I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
And we were talking a little bit earlier. I threw it on yesterday. There was late in the day. It was Tiger's group, him, Day, and Homa. They were on the 13th hole. I was just looking at it like, this is just so beautiful. Like, it just sucked me in once again. Every year, I get stunned at the beauty of Augusta. So, how do we get, like, they got the whole TSN crew there?
It's hot there.
Is it?
It's a hot weekend now, I guess. It's
supposed to be beautiful weather
mid
the
to
rest
high
of the
20s,
weekend.
yeah. Nothing but sun.
We need to get the EST booth there. Bring all of our shows.
A pop-up?
to there. A pop-up EST next to the TSN booth.
Yeah.
Duffy's there, and then it's us.
Sure.
You and Dusty yelling for 600 likes on YouTube. Duffy throwing to Amen Corner. Being all serious.
Claire Hannah in there somewhere.
Well, they had, you missed, I don't know if you saw Mark Zucchino today.
No.
It looks like he's in all white. White suit, white shirt, white tie. When they got in closer, it's a very light blue shirt.
Why is he doing this?
It's very bold.
Well,
Me, Pat.
if it's not Augusta loves boldness, right? Like,
Well,
that's
he's at the studio, too.
Oh, he's in the studio.
He's in Toronto.
It would. I think it would look better on location with all the green around him and stuff. In the studio, it caught us by guard.
Was he in front of a
Off guard.
green screen or something?
No.
Or
No,
did
it
he
was in
just-
front of a picture of the course, which was green
okay.
behind.
But he was just
Oh,
at the
but he
desk
wasn't-
with Lindsay Hamilton. She was in her green.
She was
He was
green.
in all white, it looked like, but it was light blue or something. Me, Pat, and Scott are looking like, that is a bold choice there,
Wow,
Mark.
you can't wear. It's after Labor Day, right? Like, he can't be doing that. Isn't that a rule or something like that? You can't.
Well, it's before Labor Day too, right?
I will say with that, I always was confused. When does it end?
Who knows?
Because technically it's always
That's
after
why I
Labor
love
Day,
the
right?
phrase so much. I'm throwing it out.
You can't wear white after
You're
Labor Day.
wearing white in July.
I think it's until the New Year.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
assume.
But bold play. I mean,
Yes.
I'm all for it. I mean, we had Zucchino on a few times at the old place.
Love
He's
Zucchino.
a great guest, but
Awesome. But yeah, when it comes, if it comes up again, I'll point it out to you. It was.
can't wait.
I don't know. It was a curious choice.
Zucchino
we'll
doesn't
call
get a
it.
lot of TV time though. Maybe he's just trying to get kind of.
Stand out.
Yeah,
Well, he's got his
Here
Golf
I
Talk
am.
Canada show.
Yeah,
with
I know,
Bob
but you know
Weeks
what I mean.
and
Like
Adam Scully.
on the nat, like this is big time. Augusta.
Oh, it looked like he almost was putting with a wedge. I'm gonna get distracted a lot today
By Bryson DeChambeau's 3D
I
printed
hate
clubs.
Bryson DeChambeau.
Go
do.
on.
I just don't like
Points?
him.
I'm not
He's
a big
always.
fan
yeah.
either.
What's your reasoning?
Well, he's just
The player or the person? Or both?
It's both. It's like, let's have somebody else win, please.
That's why I'm glad Max home was there. And hey, I'll take Scheffler winning again.
Yeah, I think we'll
If
take
it's over
anybody, right?
DeChambeau.
right?
Yeah.
Like, give me anybody.
Yeah.
But the 3D printed clubs or the irons he's using or whatever it is, or this is a thing you can do that.
You can do a lot with 3D printing.
Yeah, but it's the Masters. It's Augusta. You can't. There's rules.
Is that-
aren't there rules?
well, there's not rules like that. It's like
No,
as long as
I
it
know,
conforms to those rules.
Sure.
Is it really 3D printed though?
Well, that's just the rumor going around. I don't know. If it's,
Because I don't.
he's never publicly stated that they're.
He's playing a set of 3D printed irons. Leads
3D
the
printed
Masters, they
irons.
say. But
Yeah.
like,
It's no.
I don't know.
It's just
Prove
another
it.
thing to hate about the guy,
Yeah.
and we will.
So according to the club's website, the company makes two different types of irons: one length irons that he uses, and then combo length irons, which most use. I guess they 3D printed or something. I don't know. It's
I'm not against 3D printing. I just want to say to the 3D printing crowd out there, I welcome the genre, but
I have no issues with
it's
that.
such a traditional tournament. We're all
Yeah,
about
yeah.
tradition and all this, and
A tradition
I was going
unlike
to get
any
AI
other.
to take him through the front nine. Like, what?
I don't like. I didn't like his hat to start. That was the first reason I
Okay.
didn't like him. I was not gonna lie.
Because what was the hat? He was
He's
wearing
got
one
that
of
like
one of those-
mailman hat.
Yeah.
yeah. The
I hate it.
Peaky Blinders?
There's
Is
no,
that what it was? Yeah, yeah.
There's no reason for me. Like
He's
it's
got
just
a
one
few
of those small
razor blades
things.
tucked underneath
He's got
him.
one of those on, and media is like, I don't like this guy. I don't want to see him win. Like it's bad first impression. Just
Ten
straight
Hog
up.
wears those sometimes for crying out loud.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan. It looks better on 10 because he's bald. I think it works when you're bald.
yeah.
I think
Maybe.
it's better look when you're bald.
Yeah.
But
Well, not when you're a young
But it's also
guy.
I don't know. That's soccer to me.
Sure.
That's
It's-
not. I don't know. You could say it's golf too, Scottish, like all that. But I'm sorry, it's not. And hey, I might not care about Ten Hag in a couple of months.
I sorry, I didn't mean to.
Well, no, it's
a bad example.
I'm
You
reading
don't
the.
want to talk about soccer.
I'm reading the. I'm reading the. I'm seeing the tea leaves. You know,
Soccer.
he might not be my manager in a couple
Yeah,
months. Then I didn't like how he got into the full science of things and took forever. The slow play. I don't like slow play golf. I'm
Yeah.
trying to watch this.
Yeah.
I don't need you reading this putt for 15 minutes.
Sure.
Let's go. Like, I get that there's a lot of money on the line. I get you wanting to read it. I get a little bit.
that money
of
comes
reading.
from entertainment,
But
too,
there's
and you gotta
also
be able
comes a
to-
point where it's
yeah.
like just go make the putt.
Yeah, yeah.
Like just go do it. And then I did not like his quest for distance with the driver. And he wasn't the only one that's done that, obviously. A lot of other golfers have followed suit, and a lot of guys can bomb it. But he kind of led the charge.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it's ruined golf for my viewing enjoyment.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch a home run derby in baseball every day. You know, it's like if you can hit home runs, great. But I don't need to see the home run derby every weekend or something.
Sure.
Here, courses were built for a reason. They were designed with bunkers and water and stuff, place specific spots.
Yeah.
They didn't envision that these guys would be able to bomb the ball as far as they could.
Right.
And then when you could just bomb it and be 50-yard chip on, get your birdie, or you just missed and get a par. It's like, well, this isn't to them. This isn't challenging. And so I don't get enjoyment out of watching that.
Is it now on golf though? Like to use the tennis, like back over the net. Now golf, it's your turn to adapt to.
Well, and they have.
Yeah.
So and that's what. So they've taken tee boxes and moved them further and further back.
Yeah.
But you can only do that so much
yeah.
because there's only the land you have to. Augusta's bought a lot of land around them to move holes. I think 13 is one of them that they've moved back. They had to buy.
They're not going to be able to keep up with how people progress with the.
That's why they're doing the golf ball rollback. And then in 4 years or whatever it is, the golf ball technology has to change where it's going to lose distance.
Good.
And it impacts all golfers, even casual golfers. Those are the golf balls we're going to buy, and we're going to lose distance.
So your game, thanks to Bryson DeChambeau.
Well, and initially there was I never thought of that.
Put it on the list.
There was talk of that they might do 2 different balls, pro golf balls and then recreational golf balls, so that we could keep hitting it further.
And you'd have no
but now
access to
they've
the pros.
changed it.
Okay.
Now they've changed it. And they're going with just the one golf ball.
Yeah.
And people are pissed. People are
Yeah,
angry.
well.
But to me, it's going to make golf maybe more enjoyable again.
Well, because it's not just a who can hit it the furthest.
Yes.
You have to have more
Control.
A suite of skills.
Yeah.
More, Yeah.
I understand how it pisses people off in the immediacy if you've got a game down, but it's all in the thought and the idea is protection of the sport too strong of a term?
No.
But you know
No,
what I'm
that's
saying.
right.
The integrity of the game and everything
Well,
that you mentioned here, Ed.
Yeah.
To which I
don't know of
like
another
that
way
about
to-
golf. I'm not a big golf guy, but I do love the strategy more than just a guy bombing it. From a neutral point.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And as I love golf. If I could go play it every day and quit this, I would go do that in a heartbeat. Like
Sure.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I like that too. I like the thought process.
Yes.
I like them having to think instead of just pull out driver and hit it as hard as I can. And
Yeah.
with Bryson, he's a guy that doesn't even care where he hits it on his club face. He's been great that he could spray
Yeah.
it left, but there's no rough up where he's hitting it because the courses weren't designed for that,
Right.
and he can go save it. And that's where he always struggles, where it's more narrow fairways sometimes. He doesn't have his control because he goes for max speed. And it's like, well, bring back the speed and figure out your control.
Yeah.
But why did they don't need to? And so now that's why I'm glad that we're going to see rule changes and stuff come in. But
Satisfying to beat a video game without any cheat codes. You can anybody can use a cheat code, and anybody can kind of best or kind of get your a level or whatever. But like, there's beating a game or playing a game or a sport the way it's intended without any sort of hooks or any that stuff. That's what I want to view it as a watcher, and I'm sure a lot of these guys would rather you're playing with guys too that one guy's whacking it however many long, and you're trying to play the honest game and the good game and the game everybody wants to watch. It's got to be annoying, but it'd be nice if the whole field kind of took the same approach, and you got that type of sport.
Yeah.
And have a league where it's the same with baseball. Have a mutant league if you want. Have a league where you Go create your own courses somewhere in the desert and
we got
bomb 1,000 yards.
We've got long drive contests.
Sure.
Yeah.
You can go watch that on Golf Channel all the time.
There you go.
Go watch it. Go watch
There's
those
your
guys.
home
They
for
do
that.
things that are amazing. They could bomb it incredibly long.
Yeah.
They can't go on the tour and play well. There was one guy. Was it Cameron Champ? I might be getting him wrong. He's gone to the tour and he's done fine at times, but he's not close to winning.
It's the home
because
run
he
derby
doesn't have anything
example,
else.
though.
Yes.
You hit it on the head there because we all love one.
We want
one
home
evening
runs.
in the summer, but that's
enough.
I don't need two. that's good enough for me. And
Yeah.
And it's one reason I like the Masters is my favorite tournament. I do love the U.S. Open though because the USGA, the players hate the USGA because every year the USGA goes, we're going to challenge you guys.
Yeah, we're going to put the rough at X inches,
Yeah.
and
We're going to make it miserable for
Yeah.
you. And there's times U.S. Opens event winning score is +1.
yeah,
And
but they're doing that for the viewer.
some viewers
It's making it-
do hate that. They want to see birdies and stuff. They want to see occasional ones.
Yeah.
But I don't mind.
I want to see them being challenged.
Yes, and I'm okay with sometimes USGA does take it a little too far. I will give them that.
Well, who
but
doesn't,
I don't mind the one tournament a year where it's like, yeah, they put a lot at you guys.
That's what
and you
I-
got to go deal with it.
That's what I like about the Open too.
Yeah.
When the weather in Scotland is crap, and they have to deal with it.
Yeah. Well, that's you play a trap team in hot like. That's how they're setting up to win. You got to overcome it. I mean, these are things you can't just pull off a cheat code type A, B, C, and then you beat them. Who cares about that in the end? Those are the challenges that we like in sport. It's the romanticism of it all that we've lost with the money.
Sobe Kirk in the Nasty Chat going, Bryson has done some decent YouTube content. He's more likable on those videos. DJ was the original long ball hitter before Bryson. Bryson's 5th in driving distance through round 1 at the Masters. And again, that's why I said, Bryson's not the guy that wasn't the only one doing this. But to me, he was the one that we focused on a lot and got all the attention, and he
And
talked
maybe the
about-
face of it now.
Well, he became the face.
Yeah,
of it. He bulked up. All of a sudden, in COVID, he showed up. Remember? Remember, he went from like the quote unquote nerdy type looking guy, like very skinny, scrawny, all that, and then all of a sudden he was buff, and you're like, what happened here?
Lots of acne.
Well, yeah, right. It's like Brady Anderson with a hat size. Yeah.
And so he became the face of it.
Yeah.
And that's where I dislike him. And yeah, there's guys that can absolutely crush it. But I blame Bryson. I'm putting it on him. Also because I have all the other stuff.
And good for him for starting a YouTube channel and trying to massage his character to the public in more relatable terms, I guess. But
I'm not watching.
he knows people hate him. That's why he's doing. He's aware, yeah.
Wow. Him and Brooks had that big beef that at one point you realize they know what they're doing here and they're playing into it. But give
World's
it
a
to me.
stage, man. Hey,
Give
right,
it to
yeah.
me. It's what is Hadwin's +1 here?
Yep.
I would love a Canadian to win the Masters.
Where's
again.
Tiger at?
Tiger was
He's one over
+2.
+2 now.
And unless that's
Tied for
changed,
30
which is +1, he birdied.
Okay.
And you
He
said
is-
the cut was where?
+2 right now. Projected cut's still +2. Mike Weir's +4. Fellow Canadian Nick Taylor's +5, but he hasn't played yet. There's a chance. And then
Connors was 2 under
Jordan
after.
Spieth +7.
Well, he missed a putt for this morning. Somebody texted a double bogey or something like that. Like he's had a tough morning.
That might have so round 1 then maybe.
Yeah, because a few round ones were going
he
this
is
morning.
Finishing,
Yeah.
He round 1, his first hole was a double bogey, and his 15th hole
That's what it was.
was a +4.
That's what it was. Yeah, somebody
A
chimed that in.
+4.
Yeah,
Jeez, Jordan.
won't be getting any Texas barbecue on the the winning meal.
I feel when he dunked it in 12 twice with Willett, I felt so. I love Jordan Spieth.
Yeah,
What he could have become. He won a British Open after that, or the Open, whatever you want to call it, and he's had some flashes, but he's never really been the same.
No. He was
Scotty
so
Scheffler
hot.
before Scheffler,
Yeah,
right?
he was so hot, and then
Great tournament though, just the best. And
Make you or break you, in a sense.
the only thing I hope, like right now, I will say this: Homa -7, DeChambeau -7, Scheffler -6, Young's -5.
Is the Dane
more.
still in there? Hoyland?
Yeah, he's -3, so he's not far back. Corey Connors is 2 back, or -2,
Yeah.
5 back, but he hasn't teed off for his round 2 yet.
Yeah.
Give me that closeness of a leaderboard going into Sunday.
We said this morning too. You might see Deshaun, it makes you wins, but at least there's a closeness and then a competitiveness, and that's what you want. Yeah.
Even if a guy goes in Sunday and wins by 2 strokes or something, I'm fine with that. Let me go through as we go to the back 9. Go.
I want a story.
We're watching. If this guy bogeys, all of a sudden, like this is like all of that. Don't. I don't want the runaway 4-5 shot lead going in the back.
I'll take
9
that
where
over
it's like-
Tiger making the cut.
I'm not a big Tiger guy, so
Neither am I.
Doesn't-
That's why I say that. But
it doesn't matter.
I
to
understand the whole majesty about it and people's, thoughts on it. But I want a more. Again, I'm not a golf aficionado or anything. I like these majors. I like sitting down and kind of learning on the fly too as you go. But I'd rather have a like that. Yeah, a stroke separating.
Me.
A handful of players. Let's go.
Murray just shut off the hangout. That's what you just did.
Well, okay. I mean, we
No,
can't all agree. That's okay.
Not everybody is a Tiger guy.
For
Exactly,
that-
and we're all going to be okay.
For that, if Tiger was in contention, like close to the top of the leaderboard, I'd rather him make the cut with the potential losing of a close Sunday, to see if he could do it for the rest of the weekend.
Sure,
right?
if he was up there,
if he
yeah. But I don't want him just making it and then-
if
no, I
it's
don't-
just
Well,
him making the
there's
cut
no
and he's
point
going to
in
be
that.
there Saturday,
Yeah.
Sunday,
Yeah,
I
cool.
don't care. I'd
Yeah,
rather
yeah.
him
No,
not be
because-
there and give me the closeness at the
Because
top.
if he does that, we're gonna have to watch every bloody shot.
Right.
And I'm fine with that.
I don't need to see that. If
For
he's
me,
not in contention,
I'm in your club.
Get
Pat.
away.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying if he's in contention through round 2, like if we're saying
Oh, no. If
he
he's in
made the
contention,
cut,
that's one thing.
and
Sure.
Yeah.
he's 2 back.
Yeah.
I will risk a close Sunday
Yeah.
for the idea of could Tiger do it again?
And I didn't specify. My original question
No,
was,
you're
it's
going
either-
from right now.
I'm going from right now.
Yes.
Like he just makes the cut,
And
and,
I
he
would
is not
agree.
anywhere near sniff.
I would 100% agree. The
Because
only
you're right. We are Tiger Phil and fix, and he'll be bogeying and
Yeah.
Come
on.
The only benefit
Depressing,
you get
actually.
out of that is he tees off earlier in the day, and he's the early coverage.
Yeah.
and then he's done.
But even
and then we throw it.
to your point, I don't need to see him kind of.
No, I only want Tiger making the cut for sure. Like
For real.
If I know, like, could he go win this again?
Yeah.
is this the chance at jacket number
Sniffing
6?
distance. Even sniffing distance.
Yes.
Like, he doesn't need to be
Like,
up
he doesn't
there.
have to go win it in the end.
No.
But knowing
no.
that, okay, he's actually done 2 good rounds.
Yeah.
And then you have the
Sure.
maybe even on the Saturday he blows it. But I went into the
collapse,
Saturday
yeah.
going, well, he had 2 great rounds.
Yeah.
I would like to
I'll
see
take that, but
But if it's right now with where he is,
give me a handful of.
yeah, I'll say this: I'd rather Mike Weir make the cut than Tiger Woods make the cut.
Yeah, agreed.
Well, we're
Straight up.
Canadians are. Come on.
I would way rather have Mike Weir make the cut and follow
Even
how
Murray
he
would
can
have
do
to
on
agree on that. Come on, Murray. Come on.
What,
turn
you're not
it over,
Canadian,
guy.
Murray?
Come on, Murray.
Of course, they wouldn't be following Weir's
No,
every shot
not-
either.
Well, that's another thing.
But
yes.
TSN would try to find the clips for us. They would try to find us
Yeah.
the clips. I just missed his birdie.
Sailed.
I always loved going on. I used to do Bear Sports Hits with the afternoon show that they had of Toby and Warren.
Yeah.
And we got into we made it a bit of I was the soccer guy and I'd come always wanted to talk soccer.
Bit?
Well, it was we played into it really
Yeah,
well. And they would always be like, no one wants to talk soccer, all of that.
Yeah.
And then I would always do it around Canadian players or Canadian teams, and I'd always end like, "What, do you hate Canada?
Oh, yeah.
You hate Canada?
Call it their passport.
And then they're like, "What's that got to do with it?" You hate Canada?
Yeah.
That's we had a lot of fun with that. I should get Toby on the hangout.
The funny bit that I liked from the old show, or at the old place, was when Dustin would welcome in the soccer expert Eric Holt, because a lot of people would say, "Who is this?" And
Try to dumb down my tone or spark it up or something. But
Yeah, but-
I'd get my 45 seconds in and back to Yotes and Oilers.
Which we'll get to momentarily
Oh, yes.
here. We will
Yeah,
get
well,
to
we
that
have
right
to.
away because that'll lead up to pretty much the rest of the show here coming up. 2 big games
Huge.
coming up. The one thing I miss about Tulsa, just that we're going there, is your music file that you used to have for Low Tide Show.
I miss playing music, to be honest.
Yeah.
I
There's
love
that.
radio. I
But-
love radio.
But
for
we made a
professional-
switch at the old place where we had to play music that was in our system.
Yeah.
Prior to that,
Sad day.
you took a bunch of stuff off
Oh,
of YouTube.
man.
You ripped, and they were some weird, deep cuts of things.
Introing Low Tide with the Smalls on AM radio. Who else? Tell me who else.
I think I still have that folder.
It was a
I
great
might still
folder.
have that
They're
entire
only
music
like 50-second
folder.
cuts though, because it was only like they weren't full tracks.
But like that folder that you had that you played, and then when we got word that we had to play stuff
Loved
from our
it.
system,
I wept.
and we looked
Went home
for
and
it in the
cried.
system. We couldn't find any of them, but that was
Our system got better over time, but it was crap.
yeah.
Like I don't want to play Moist.
the approved media library. Hey?
Yeah, the Bell
It
Media
was
approved
Bell
library.
Media.
Yeah.
If it was, I was funny because when I got into Metal Monday, the place that always had metal music was from our stations in Windsor. Windsor had all the metal you needed.
The stuff we played
It was
on
wild.
1260, they wouldn't even play on the bear. They wouldn't even touch on the bear.
I know,
We played more metal than the rock station.
but in the entire Bell country of
Yeah,
radio
yeah.
at the time,
Yeah.
when they had a lot more stations,
Yeah.
the place that had all the metal was Windsor. Like weird cuts that you're thinking,
Hard
like,
in
where's this?
Windsor.
And all of a sudden it's from Bell Windsor. I'm
Yeah.
like, whatever, I'll take it.
Make
But
it
why
rock.
does Windsor have this? Yeah, that was one day.
Why did you have to bring that up? I miss playing music now.
I miss you guys playing music too.
I really love that. It was-
I mean, the intros that you use now, I like.
Oh, it's nothing wrong, yeah.
Jaunty is
yeah, he's brilliant.
added
Great
lots
stuff.
of
Great mind.
great stuff. But of course, I was a Creed Tuesday person, and
Yeah.
and I know you're not a huge Creed guy, but
But you bought into the bit. Like I hated them so much, I loved them. Like that was the whole. It was a bit of a joke, but Buck Cherry, like it's just the.
Well-
and even we had some of that old country too that we kind of populated the library with later on. I mean, Don Will, Tulsa Time, and
Twank Tuesdays began
Yeah.
with me.
Conway
that
Twitty.
station. We got some good cuts there. No, I don't know if you remember when we first started
Yes, it
adding
began
music on
with you. It
Thrills.
began with you. Yes.
You remember the first time? Were you there when we first started playing music? Were you there with Ross McLeod?
Well, no, I wasn't there with Ross, but
Okay,
I learned on
well,
with
then
the
you-
old program we had before
No,
Wide
I
Orbit.
wasn't. So
we
the
were
first
still
when
playing
we
tracks.
we were only allowed to play like 100 songs. We only had a list of 100
Enter
songs that we were going to
Sandman.
play. It was She Sells Sanctuary,
Jump,
all that
Van
stuff.
Halen, yeah.
It was very small,
Very generic.
And it after a while, after a couple months, we're like we've played these all so much, we got to get more. And it was a while until we were able to now okay, we can add a lot of songs, and it changed. But yeah,
Even
for
some
the
of those
first,
Virgin
we
tracks,
had like 100, and that was it.
Dua Lipa and
and
now you got me, man.
Well,
you
I-
unzipped me.
I'm telling you, I'm not.
DPF too, right?
DPF.
Dance Party Friday.
I mean, the tracks that we.
I'll say that I'm not going to say it's impossible to bring it back to EST. I haven't made my calls that I need
Nothing's
to make.
impossible here. That's our motto.
I'm not going to say it's going to happen, but I'm not going to say we can't one day bring music back here on EST.
Since you're going no commercials, then you don't have as much.
Oh, we'd mix it in.
Yeah, okay, but you don't have
Mix it in.
You don't have the built-in stuff.
The returns from all those commercial breaks and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's.
But you could do it.
We got the only band we really need, though, the EST house band, which is Will and the Wolf. Mm-hmm. Thank you to those boys for letting us play their music.
Oh, it sticks. It stays. It's they have staying power.
It's time now
It's
for
no
the.
Enter Sandman. Let's just say.
Maybe they could do a cover of that one. It's time for the EST, a flyaway, a keyword here on the Hangout. 2 nonstop flights, 3 nights accommodations, tickets to Cirque, presented by FlyAway, the LVCVA. Nonstop flights to over 50 destinations. Your sports trip starts with a nonstop flight from FlyAway. Visit flyaway.com for more information. I know they have nonstop flights to Arizona. I don't know if they have nonstop flights to Salt Lake. You have like a few more days to try to book your nonstop flight to Arizona if you want to go see Mullet Arena and the Oilers take on the Coyotes next week. Outside of that, you're stuck at one of the other 49 destinations to go watch sports. If Arizona doesn't, well, you can still go see the Suns. You can go see the Cardinals. There's a lot to go do in Arizona. I love Arizona.
Western Open.
It is a great spot. But yeah, I don't know if they have Salt Lake. I'll have to look into that because I'm sure there's a lot of people planning
Direct
trips
to Salt Lake? Why not?
A lot of planning
I'd be
trips.
asking why you not have that.
Full Oiler watch trips to go to Salt Lake to watch the team.
I'm down. That'd be a good one to
see
come
what
up.
we can do while there. See how much trouble we can get into. No trouble that will be had. The keyword
You
today
can't.
for the EST of FlyAway to Las Vegas. Hopefully I spelt it right on the screen today. Because again, we had the switch. I had to type it in quickly.
What did you do?
Well, I'm hoping I spelt it
Yeah,
correct.
but what happened the other day or what?
Well, no, when the computer shut down,
Oh,
I had to
with the-
re-enter
okay,
it, I had to
earlier,
type
yeah.
it in quickly, and I spelled
thought you had a wrong word the other
spelled
day.
Eric wrong.
Yeah,
Okay,
right, okay.
so I could have spelled this word
I see what you
wrong.
mean.
Today's keyword: stratosphere. Stratosphere 780.
Of all days, eh?
I know, right?
Wow.
Of all the days,
Could have been NFL today. Eh?
yeah, like I couldn't. Glitz I had a couple days ago. I couldn't be one of those to quickly type in stratosphere. STRATOSPHER. Stratosphere 780-218-9999. Text that. And Zacticum will give someone a call in the next 5 minutes. We'll speak to them on the air. You'll have a chance to qualify. Big giveaway April 26th on the morning show with Lieutenant Eric and Dustin Nilsson. April 25th, our last day to qualify. So we only got 2 more weeks, basically,
Moves
of
fast,
qualifying here. Yeah, well, next week's our last full week of qualifying. The week after, we only got 4 days of qualifying because we're giving the bad boy away on the Friday. So yeah, get that text in right now, 780-218-9999. Stratosphere to get into the draw for a FlyAway giveaway on the Hangout today. 2 more chances to qualify later today coming up in the lock shop and then the oil stream with Dusty and Gazzola. Yeah. I couldn't see if I spelt it right. So
I mean, this is like playing. Again, it's you're at the Open. It's in Scotland and it's raining. Come get the prize.
I think I may have
We're
spelled it
going to
wrong.
make it easy for you.
let me check the YouTube. Yeah, I spelt it wrong.
Well,
There we go.
I think people are smart enough; they can probably figure it out.
Yeah, I had the H before the P when I was typing. So yeah, I did spell it wrong.
Classic.
Eric and Stratosphere spelled wrong on my thing.
I'm sure your name is spelled correctly though, hey?
Well, that one is stuck there. Yeah.
Just-
Library Pat is spelt right, I
Yeah,
believe.
of course.
That could have been spelt wrong.
Well, whatever. You take them
Sorry,
as they come.
Eric. Story Stratosphere.
I don't care.
You got to deal with it. So that's what we've got. Matt Iwanyk, Library Pat, Lieutenant Eric with you here on the EST Hangout presented by White Claw. Portions of this hour are brought to you by the Hive Product Marketing, official merch partner of EST. Check them out if you're looking for any sort of promotional products that bring the buzz, thehiveproductmarketing.com. Scott Laurie is looking for a hat. We're out right now of the hats, but the order has been put in last week. So in the next couple of weeks, I should have more of the EST hats. And then hopefully after that, not too long, we'll have some new merch.
Christmas in May
Christmas in May. You do Christmas in any month you really want.
with EST.
We'll
Never stop giving.
because golfers are trying to bomb it so far, and we're home run derby every month, Christmas every month.
Why not?
We're gonna celebrate Christmas.
And you can wear white whenever you want. We don't even recognize Labor Day around here.
Well, I do.
Sakina wants to wear white.
Labor Day is a pretty important day.
Well,
That's
for a variety of reasons. I
that's
get that.
sacrilege right there. That's
Yeah.
Well, Labor Day is going to be pretty much 1 year anniversary.
For us,
Yes.
Well, we're coming up on the 1 year of the
dismissal.
end of us,
Yeah,
too.
right.
Yeah, coinciding with Riverhawks season.
Yes, I guess so. Then it was the 14th, so Sunday will be 10 months of that already.
Wow.
I know, isn't it something?
Yeah.
We're already
That
that
was
far along.
that was such a weird day because I was listening at work.
Yeah, walk us through. What was you woke up like any other day in the summer.
I listened on the way to work.
It was a Wednesday, I think.
That sounds
Yeah.
right. I'm on the bus. I'm listening, and I get there and turn on my radio, and I had a meeting, so I had to turn the radio off. I think probably just before the plug got pulled, and the meeting's over. I turn it back on, and what is this? What's going? So I went to Twitter, and I thought, oh no, really?
We had warning shots in years prior in other markets,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
kind of thought to yourself, probably like, this surely not
Well,
here, surely not today.
no,
and then
but-
the reality creeps in. It was a Wednesday. It was weekly rankings of power. This was the final segment. I'll always kind of say that was on
And-
that station that we wrapped that
Yeah.
up. We're going to the 9 o'clock news break, and that's when the knock on the door.
And AJ Jakubik's still waiting on hold to come on. Right?
Oh man, what a-
Rip City Steps Spelling Library does trip a lot of people up, so good job, Maddie. Thanks. Appreciate some
Steps
support.
always got you.
I did
He's
spell that
always
one right, so I'm actually a little surprised I got that one right when I screwed up the other two. Spency 5 cents. Can we drive white Broncos on Labor Day? That's a good question. Are we allowed to drive white Broncos on Labor Day? Are we not
Too
allowed
soon.
to? Is it like I won't lie. I don't think I've seen that many deaths in sports. I'll leave it to sport. I'll leave it to pop culture. I'll go there.
Yeah, sure.
Where it's been widely celebrated and accepted to be celebrated.
We were talking about annoying athletes this morning. I said OJ too soon, and I wouldn't say that with any. Like I mean,
don't
because
think there's a lot.
Nobody. He's a, and I think even. The guys, even recently, I mean, the latest OJ kind of stuff was always you'd open Twitter on a random day and it'd be a full video of him going, "Hey, Twitter world, it's OJ here." And you know that you'd be like, "Oh my God, he's going to say something stupid on a subject that everybody's talking about." Just my thoughts. And then he'd go in on something, you're like, "Man, just shut up. Give your phone to somebody else."
But then, as Gager would say, if you read the comments, it'd be like, "OJ, you're killing it here." Like there'd
Well, it
be
was
those
just
type
so-
of where they would just send those shots at
everybody
him.
was in on it, even OJ. Like, we were all just having fun near the end of his life, and now you're kind
But
of like,
usually in death, even for some terrible people,
we pause.
there's a moment of like
moment.
sometimes like, okay, well, it was what your mom said. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say
Sure.
anything else. And we get there.
Yeah.
And with OJ, it's been the reverse. It has been, no, we are going to make sure we remember you as we remembered you alive. And on the day of your death, we're going to make sure it's known you were a murderer.
And maybe for some even more so, there was that woman yesterday on
Yes.
Twitter from USC who had a NDA, I think,
Yes.
with him. I don't remember the specifics about this, but now she's like, I'm finally free. I can speak. Again,
the USC, but her story was USC was paid off to cover a couple of abuse
Yeah.
and sexual harassment
While he
that
was-
OJ had against women there, and she had seen the lawyer, so she had to sign an NDA.
The
But she
Kardashians were
said now
involved at
that
that
he's
point, and-
dead,
Yeah.
the NDA doesn't matter, and she came clean with it all.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm like you watch the people go on ESPN and just outright rip into him, and it's just I can't recall seeing that with a death. I'll leave it to pop culture here.
Yeah.
But we're also not. I'm a Bills fan. I never watched him play a down of football.
No.
And I don't know him prior to then. And again with his relationship with the black community then, and then he turned kind of pop commercial.
Yeah.
There was a lot of resentment from that community then, and now he's so quite an interesting life, quite an interesting career, both on and off the field. But I can only say that maybe I saw the worst of OJ, depending on how you would.
I didn't remember him as a player
Yeah.
either. So
But I mean, that's whatever you do on the field is fine. You can have your stats and you can accomplish whatever you want. But I mean, fair to say, I think post-career OJ was the OJ that most of us, if not all of us, will kind of remember. And as to your point yesterday, that's the reaction in the
and it's been 30 years since
Yeah.
yeah
Well, yeah, there will be 30 years right away.
June. Yeah.
Yeah. Of the murder and all that and the chase.
that is effed up.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Like it's one of those.
But
like,
we all go around. It's always the exercise when you talk about it. Where were you when the white Bronco? And we all know, and I think we all know
I was
too
too
in the
young.
verdict. Yes,
I was 3.
Okay.
I don't have any recollection.
But somebody, if you ask your parents, they'll say, I know where.
Well, I was with JMO yesterday. Like, I don't know if I brought it up on the show yesterday, but Dave and Pat Cardinal, when they were in LA once, they drove to the house. They tried getting to the house. No, like this was
because I love that while it was happening. There's fans lining the road. You know, they're all like,
Gage said it at a buddy call. They watched the overpass, and he was there waving.
Yes,
and like,
I love that.
Gage missed it, but like that's what everyone was doing. And there's that ESPN 30 for 30 where all those coverages of various things that were going on in sports were breaking into the OJ Bronco chase.
Yes, it was a busy night in sport.
Yeah.
It was wild. Let's get to our qualifier of the EST FlyAway. Zach, who do we got on the line? Sobe Kirk. No way. We're just having the he was the one talking about Bryson on air. Sobe Kirk, congratulations. You're into the draw. Have you ever been to Las Vegas before?
Yeah. Not for a while, though.
Okay. Why do you like Bryson DeChambeau so much?
I don't like him that much. I'm just trying to come out to defend him a little bit. Hey?
It's because you're a big fan. Big fan. You probably got big pictures of him in your
Big
house
fan,
and your garage
huge
and
fan.
stuff.
Bryson
Huge fan of
pictures
Bryson, aren't you?
everywhere. Yeah.
If you win this trip to Vegas, when would you want to go and who would you bring with you?
Oh man, probably bring the wife, but she's pregnant right now. We're expecting a new baby here.
Well, congratulations.
In September. Thank you. So yeah, maybe a little post baby trip.
Fair enough. Or that might be a thing though, where she might not want to leave the kid, and you're gonna have to bring someone else if you're the winner.
Yeah, I guess the friends can start lining up. Hey,
Accept the bids. Accept the bribing. Just best bid
awesome.
wins and all of that.
Well, yeah, no, thanks so much. That's fantastic. You guys do a great job. Hey.
Well, thanks. Congratulations. You're in the draw. Keep your phone on April 26th because if you're the winner, the boys will give you a call. Let you know that you are off to Vegas. And all the best with the birth if we don't talk before September.
We miss
Thanks, Maddie.
Sobe Kirk, our qualifier, next chance to qualifier, during the lock shop with Dusty and Huss.
He's having a kid?
He says he'd go with his wife, but she's pregnant, expecting in September.
Oh, good.
So might be post-baby if they win and go to Vegas. But I don't know. You might not want to leave the kid, and that's where it's. You can't let the trip go to waste.
If you win the trip, just give it to me. You can spend time here with your family, your wife, your kid, your love. Everybody wins.
Or you just go to your buddies and say, "What are you going to give me?" Mm-hmm. Except
make it worth my while. Yeah.
Exactly. It's the same as our CFL Fantasy League.
Yes.
The preeminent CFL Fantasy League there is, the Dunya.
Yeah.
One day we will go to a 15.
Sure.
And we will be shameless in how
you have to be.
We're going to accept that
Yes,
next. It's not going to be who presents the best presentation or who's going to be the best GM or owner. It's going to be who can bribe us the best.
This Vegas trip is an empty lot somewhere in Arizona. Right? Come and get it.
Yep.
Exactly.
Come and get it.
It's also the same as back at the old place. The one person did say that they would put it on Tinder.
Oh, really?
And that was going to
Hell
be
of
the
a
Tinder
selling feature.
bio and see, like, do you want to come to whatever trip we were giving away at that time and be like, I'm going to give it to the best.
I'm swiping. Even if you look like Dwight Yoakam.
Who didn't like Dwight Yoakam?
The rookie, I think, texted in this morning, said he was annoying. Annoying face, but...
He was a staple on 20 Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
Loved having him on.
As he should.
Let's get to Hangout Headlines, which is brought to you by the Ranch Golf and Country Club, offering premier conditions, top-notch service, unmatched value. The Ranch Golf and Country Club, great choice for any round of your golf season. They opened this week, beautiful conditions. Murray's going to get his first round in on Sunday, as is its usual Sunday
And if I may
time.
add, hell of a kitchen.
Hell of a kitchen.
The food and the drink and the patio.
19th.
Unmatched.
19th. The whole.
Unmatched.
Unbelievable. Book your tee time. Visit theranchgolf.com. Oilers, Coyotes tonight. Oilers, Canucks tomorrow. Tommy with the pregame show. Both days right here on Edmonton Sports Talk on TuneIn, iHeartRadio, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, as well as on YouTube. Is there worry for tonight?
In what regard?
Could this be a trap game?
I'd say...
Where there's a big game tomorrow, which could be for division. If the Oilers beat the Coyotes today, they go beat the Canucks tomorrow. What is it? Tied points. Oilers have a game in hand.
But that's
right?
why it
like
should be a trap game, because you know what you have to do.
But are you focusing on the Canucks?
Nope, because you have to do this
No.
first, too.
Yeah,
you have to do this to set up tomorrow.
And I was encouraged by them against the Golden Knights. I was wondering what kind of Draisaitl would we get when he has to be
The man.
guy.
the man. He was responsible. He wasn't throwing pizzas. So I don't expect there's going to be a fall off tonight. I think I would like to see them come out and just put the pedal down. And,
Like 3-0 first period.
Then you can take a third off or something.
Well, you
Like,
could.
No, but what I'm saying
But
is
then
put
you
this
could
thing so
start-
far out of sight that you can kind of, you know,
roll the line.
That's a good team.
Demoralize
That's
the entire
Yeah.
Coyotes
Roll the
early,
lines, exactly, yeah.
and then let them realize, oh, this is done.
and then
Start focusing on Salt Lake. I hope there's a Salt Lake chant tonight.
why not?
There's got to be some sort of Salt Lake
The
chant.
fans
tonight.
have been turning up lately with the music and everything. I know the other night
I don't
they've
know
been
what
singing
chant you go
refrains
with,
of
like
a lot of
enjoy
songs.
Salt Lake or something, or there's got
Salt
to
Lake
be
City, Salt Lake City. I think
Yes.
that's
Even
for a
just that
hockey
simple.
chant. Sure.
There's got to be some sort of Salt Lake chant to mess with the Coyotes.
Yeah.
I don't know how much that actually
There
gets
won't
in-
be.
How much does it get into the heads of the other team? I don't even know, but
And do you even need it?
I think there's a chance I could get into some of the, if they're not letting their players talk about it.
yeah.
But do you even need that? I mean, you can
I
beat
don't
a
know.
Coyote
It
team.
doesn't matter. I
They
hope
could
you
be
still
cheering,
do it.
go Coyotes, go, and I'm sure the Oilers would still, like, you know,
You
I
still
don't
do
think
it.
they. Oh, I
You
hear
still
it.
mess with them.
It's funny,
Because
yeah.
even if you mess with just one player, whatever, that's home ice advantage.
If the Coyotes were also jostling for first in the, you know, I think then it would. But they're so.
They're long.
But
out
if you
of
want
it.
the Oilers to get off to this hot start, like, and I agree.
Yes,
but
start off with
I
that,
think you
yeah.
start with that
Sure,
off
sure.
early.
That'd be
to give
hilarious. I'd love
the Oilers that extra
I'd love it.
home ice.
Yeah.
Because you want this game, like what you wanted for the Oilers in this game is you want a easy win.
Easy.
You would like a comfortable
Sewn up
win.
before it ends, almost.
and healthy,
Yeah.
right? Like
Health-
those are
health is the
health
paramount
is always
thing.
going to be
Yeah,
something we're going
paramount.
to talk about every game the rest
Right now,
of the
yeah.
regular
Okay,
season.
and-
But health, that's what you want. You don't want this game going to overtime. You don't want
No.
this game
No.
being 2-2 in the
No.
third, and you're fighting and clawing for that point. You want this to be a relatively.
I don't even want to
easy
see an
win.
empty net goal. It shouldn't be.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like, if it is, okay, whatever, but it-
what I want to see, what I wanted to see the other night and didn't, was, you know, if you're up 5-0, just get the shutout for once.
Oh, you want them to lock it down for the goalie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter.
Sure.
You let in one. But they've had enough of those where they've let in just one. Really? Come on. You can do this. You're good enough.
Yeah.
Just do it.
And you give some points to the, I mean, mental points to the goaltender. I mean,
Yeah.
as you say, yes, in the grand scheme, none of it really.
Well, one
Sports doesn't matter in the grand scheme, but
one-
within this, yes, to give a little more confidence to your guy back there and to kind of say, hey, we got you. And
Yeah.
I
that was disappointing to me,
Yeah.
especially a shorthanded goal the other day. It was like, really? Really?
well, and the
Okay.
way they had Vegas too, it's not a 5-1 game. It should have been a 5-0 game.
Yeah.
the style of the
It
game.
also feels better when you could say to the
Well,
Gold
it's-
Knights, we shut you out.
It looks nice on the sheet.
And the
that's
other
fair.
thing that they did the other day, which I wouldn't mind them repeating, is no penalties.
Easier said than done.
Yes.
And you can make and there's lots of ways to skin that cat. Vegas not working hard enough. Maybe in Vegas can have their gripes too of
Yeah, officiating
like
is
Oilers
whatever.
fan. Yeah, I mean it's
But discipline. Just play discipline.
Discipline, sure.
Don't do anything stupid. Retaliatory / no, thank you.
your original point though with Draisaitl leading a team. Like we talk too off air around here and as you can. We're not kind of trying to breathe this into existence.
No.
But imagine him on his own, not just a team franchise. You
Yeah,
know, and
yeah.
what type of player would he be?
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's a fun kind of thought process. And during these times, however scarce they are,
Yeah.
it's kind of neat to see him leading the line
Yep. And just being focused, being all in,
because he asked.
and no mistakes, and just do it because he can. So that's what I want to see tonight.
Yeah, and if it to the being clean penalty sheets, like if you get off to an early lead, there then shouldn't be a reason for you taking penalties.
Sure.
That's right.
Like you're not in a position where you have to. They might try goading you in something.
Right.
You just
Walk
you don't
away.
do it. You walk. You don't deal with it.
Yeah.
I subscribe to trap games too, not so much for the opposition, but for the other team playing that they can get maybe fat, happy, and psychologically,
Right.
subconsciously
Yeah.
turn off. But I think tonight too, since it's a back-to-back in Vancouver's the next night, you have to. Tomorrow night's game is important. If you win, like
If you lose today, tomorrow night may not matter.
right. So this
Yeah,
is one you need to. So
Yeah.
I think this is.
Yeah.
You can't have this as a. I don't think they should view it as a trap, but
But it's not them viewing it as a trap, but because no team ever does. But in sports, this would be a trap game when you look at it from
Sure.
afar, where it's
Yeah.
you got a team that they should beat.
Yes.
it shouldn't be in doubt. It
shouldn't be in
and
doubt.
you've got the big game on the second night, and
against
you then
the team
worry,
that you're 4 points back
4
of with
points
2
back
games in.
with a
So this
game in
game is
hand,
this
or
game is pretty much
two-
connected
yeah.
to tomorrow night in a sense.
and,
Like it's
and that's where sometimes the teams you could overlook it. And like you can see the team, and we've seen this where
Yeah.
you sit there like they shouldn't, but it happens.
But
And
if they
that's
play
the
the
only fear
Canucks-
I have for tonight is could this be a trap game just because Canucks is tomorrow, and is that going to catch this team? And I hope
I don't
it's
think
not
so.
doesn't.
I don't.
No,
think
no,
so.
yeah, I hear
But
you.
I could see
If they're playing the
that
Canucks
as
on
something.
Tuesday, maybe, right?
Yeah,
Like, but since
or
it's
like,
the next night,
yes,
though, like
if Coyotes was yesterday,
Yeah.
and Canucks was on Saturday, even like, but knowing that okay, tomorrow's a big Pacific Division game. If you want to be Pacific Division champs, you have to win tomorrow.
I'd be the Coyotes game if it was separated more of a trap than
Fair.
the back to back.
Okay.
because
But-
I
But
see what
this
you're
is the game. This is the game in hand.
yes, that's right. Yes,
They
two
have-
games in hand,
this-
and then they play tomorrow night. So it's
so they'd have one more after
one
this.
more after that.
Right, but this
this is still your kind of.
this is it's a game in
You
hand.
win
you'd have two
tonight,
games
you
in
play
hand.
them and beat them tomorrow,
Yeah.
then you're there. So
Yes.
it's, yeah.
But it's where trap games can happen is that you should beat the Coyotes. Like there's no reason to lose to the Coyotes tonight. And you got such a big game tomorrow that if you win it, in your mind you could be like, well, we've already beat the Coyotes in a sense. We got to beat these Canucks because then we'll be equal points with the game in hand. The Pacific Division's in our control. And that's where you hope. That's where I want to see the 3-0 lead.
Yeah.
Because then I don't have to worry about this huge first period that's got in their way. But if we get through the first period where it's 0-0 and the Oilers haven't had great chances, now then it's creeping up. This is a trap game all of a sudden.
They're going to have chances.
Can it morph into a trap game mid-game?
Well, that's sort of what happened with the Golden Knights the other day when they had the 4-1 lead and they lost whatever it was
Yeah.
because the Coyotes got 6 goals in the third period.
Yes.
Yeah. So you've trapped yourself mid-game in a
Well, but
sense
to
that
me,
you
it's
get.
not a trap game at that point because then it's already a trap game if it's 0-0 after
I
one.
know, and that's why. Like,
And the
let's-
Oilers haven't
what's
had,
the,
like,
what's
that's
the
where-
Webster's definition of trap game?
We
Because I
wanna see
kind
if
of we like to toss the term around quite liberally, and it just kind
Yeah.
of to what we. 'cause
What?
I get what you're putting down. I think you get what kind of we're putting down
Yeah,
too.
100%
Like
I
but
do.
it's
I think the Oilers will have chances in the first period. I'm not worried about that. If the goalie somehow is out of his mind.
the only thing I would consider or be kind of wary about tonight is that the Coyotes room is closed off. They've had all this stuff, and I think when you do that to a group, you become more strong and you view the outside as like that'd be the only
Maybe,
kind of fear.
But
in terms of quality and
it could
everything,
go the
I-
other way too, right?
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
It could be completely in their
they
head.
They could be totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've Googled trap game. One of the things comes from a DukeBasketballReport.com.
Okay.
It just showed up. It is a game that is played against a seemingly lesser opponent before a big game, like against a rival that one might tend to overlook.
So that's
And that's-
you've hit the definition.
Yeah,
then.
yeah,
That's my fear of this being the trap game. Is that
I'm not worried.
But I need
in this can this team are they going to focus on the Canucks?
No.
And
if you're
and
playing
take
the
for granted who the Coyotes are, like realize
Yeah.
like
but if you're playing the Habs tomorrow night, you get the
It's not a
Coyotes
trap
tonight.
game
And
now.
Hab,
that's not a trap game. Now.
no,
No, it's because it's a big game tomorrow.
big game tomorrow.
It's big.
looking
It's
past the-
division rival. It's a big game. It's like there's a lot that goes into it. That's important, and you're looking past this team that you should be able.
But you're
to
not just
bat
gonna
away.
look. You're not just looking at Vancouver because you want to play them and it's a rival or anything. As Pat mentioned, the points, the mathematics here,
which makes this
which
even.
means you can't overlook the Coyotes. Like
Yeah,
you really can't.
you can't.
If
See, and
tomorrow
I-
is an important game,
I think-
you cannot
See, and I
overlook
think
them.
the flip side of that, I think that makes it even
Makes it a trap
bigger,
game. Okay.
even more of a trap game.
No.
Because you sit there and you go, "This Coyotes team is. We should take care of
I
them."
know.
And we're going. We have tomorrow's the game.
But
'Cause
tomorrow isn't the game if you lose tonight, though.
I
but
think it's because it's the time of the season.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's when you only have this many games left, then I think the dynamic goes a bit away because like if you're in January and you have this,
Yeah.
then-
Things are on the line, and
then
yeah.
you don't know how many games you're going to need to win to achieve whatever you're trying to, first place, whatever number of points. But when you're in this position, you know, pretty much you have to win out
Sure.
to get first.
But you also, there could be that player, and I'm not going to, there could be where they're sitting there going, if we win tomorrow, we're tied. Because they already know that they're going to beat the Coyotes. That's the fear I have. That you have that confidence of, we're going to beat this Coyotes team, and they're already thinking about the Canucks.
Yeah.
And knowing, if we beat the Canucks, we're even in points, and we've got the game in hand.
How
As
many-
opposed to focusing on the Coyotes tonight and not even thinking a second. Because even the way you guys are talking about, you're thinking about the Canucks a little bit tomorrow still. Because you need to win today to worry about the Canucks tomorrow.
But this isn't a trap game if the Canucks aren't playing them tomorrow, like right. So
Well, that's-
if you
but that's the
I
definition
know,
of trap
but
game,
but so if they're 8 points, like
I'm not really worried.
No.
No, then that's where you guys aren't worried.
It might
I
be a
just
trap,
threw it up there,
but it's a
we'll
trap
see.
where it's a shoebox and it's a carrot underneath, and you know, they can't be falling to that trap. It's not a bear trap or anything. It's a,
Big Maple Sports Card says if a game turns into a trap game, it's then actually called getting goalied.
Oh, jeez.
I like that.
I like. Dusty would like that.
Anytime the Oilers now lose the rest of the season, I'm just gonna text the morning show and be like, "Got goalied."
Usually, what happens when you can't score as many goals as
Oilers
the opposition?
losing 7-6. Got goalied Dusty
yeah.
tonight, I think.
Didn't let in 7.
Yeah.
Just because he loves that one so much.
Oh, he really does.
Big fan of it.
Loves it.
Oilers morning skates. It was optional. Supposed to start 3 minutes ago. Knobloch would then speak a little bit later. We'll get the update on Connor McDavid. If you are Chris Knobloch, what do you do with Connor McDavid in these 2 games? Just these 2 games.
He joked yesterday and said he's not in a wheelchair or a walking boot. Ha ha ha. Like, I think he just.
He's not playing today.
No, you can't.
No
Not
chance.
today. Tomorrow though.
I think if he's healthy, like
I wouldn't push him, but yeah,
Yeah.
if he's okay,
to him,
play
yeah,
him.
yeah.
But
it was a game time decision for Wednesday.
Yeah.
To me, if he said, I always said if he was good to go that game,
Well, that's
you
what
then
they
say
said.
wait.
If it's
One
game
more.
7 of the
One
whatever
more.
he's
I
playing,
love
right? Like that. But
they
that's
said
we're
it
wrapped.
was a game time
The
decision.
moment he says I'm good to go, I sit there and say one more game. Unless it's the last game of the season and the playoffs is the next game, then it's like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
playoffs, he's ready. But it's if like tonight he says I'm good. It's
No,
for
no, no,
sure.
I wouldn't play him
Canucks
tonight.
tomorrow. Then
No.
I wait till
But-
the
but
Canucks
if he-
tomorrow.
you-
If
you
he's not
always-
ready tonight and
whatever he
tomorrow
says, he's giving
I'm
him
good
one
to
more.
go,
Yeah.
I say great. We'll see you on
One
Monday.
more, yeah.
I'll always give one more.
Yeah.
I
for
don't
this one.
mind that.
If on Wednesday he said I'm good to go,
Then you'd give,
then it's okay. Well, I'd say one more. But like also like
depending on the opposition. you have to.
the fact that it's back to backs, if he's good to go, I would still sit him this one game.
I wouldn't play him tonight.
I don't think there's
Almost without question.
Yeah.
Not tonight.
No reason.
The only thing, like I was saying to you before, I really would like him to get the 100 assists before Kucherov does.
But that's the issue here too. Because what we're.
So what does the Lightning schedule look like?
But you
They-
can't put
The
personal.
Lightning play tomorrow
played
against the
yesterday.
Capitals, and then they play Monday. And they play both those games before the Oilers play, naturally.
Yeah.
So
That's just
if you-
my own
yeah.
personal. Like Knobloch's not thinking about that.
you can't.
No.
So
From
Kucherov
a-
needs 2 assists. McDavid needs 1.
From a fan perspective, I want him to get it first.
You
but,
want him, but even you say like you can't think about that either.
but
in,
no,
in a
I wouldn't
sense,
play.
right? Like, you
I
got-
wouldn't play him tonight.
You got to keep our eyes on the
No,
prize here. You know,
Wouldn't
and-
play him tonight. No.
Like the division, it's so funny too. Every week that passes by, when the Oilers kind of hit a division's a little out of grabs. Division's not important, and then a week
Well-
happens and they get a little closer. Oh, it's very important that they get top spot,
You
and
know-
then they get off again. It's not that important.
I
So-
actually don't think it is that important.
okay, 9-11 because they're 4 points out with 2 games in. So I want to hear this.
They can get it. If they get it, great.
Great, sure.
It's been 1987, I think, is the.
Yeah,
It's been a long
So,
time.
yeah, I'd really like them to get the
you'd
division.
really like it.
But
It's
if they finish second, it's not the end of the. It's not
No.
even close to the end of the world.
They're not winning
especially
the
in this
Western, Conference.
How it is.
Yeah, they're not winning Western Conference home ice.
No.
No.
The Stars will have that.
Even the wild card opposite. I mean, there's no
I'll
it's
say
picking your
this right
poison.
now. If the Canucks take on the Preds, the Oilers have home ice through the first 2 rounds, I believe. Canucks are losing. That's where I'm going with that one.
Okay,
Well, and there's a lot of people are on the Predators.
I would take the Preds over the Canucks.
Yeah.
sure.
And also then it doesn't matter about who won, but you don't get the banner, I guess. But
Yeah.
you're going to have home ice for the first 2 rounds anyways.
If you're
I
chasing
believe.
a cup, that's important than a division banner. And
Well, you saw the Blue Jays banner, by the way?
pardon me, the
Did you
Blue
see
Jays banner.
The banner that apparently they put up?
Blue Jays banner.
Banner, yeah. In
what?
Toronto for Wild Card Series appearance. Have you guys not seen this? Have you guys not seen a couple of the videos?
Well, I'm not really a baseball, but wow.
I think Jake Bull and Moss put it up at one point. I can't believe this hasn't been a bigger story. I got to see if I can find it. There was and
I can't either.
I got to find it. There was like
Don't.
some people
Yeah.
thought maybe it
well,
was.
then none of these Blue Jays boys come after
Okay, I
the
gotta
Lakers for
find
that. I'm
it.
not a Lakers fan, but the in-season tournament is actually an in-season tournament. You can raise a banner for that. I don't give. Like, I mean, whatever.
I'm hoping it was
you're putting up
legit.
banners for what wild card
I
appearances.
hope it was legit. I got
Not even wins. Or
Yeah. Okay. So here's a picture. Wild Card
Appearances are
Series.
wins.
Wild Card Series 2020, 22, 23. And I haven't seen more closer pictures or something.
You're missing even 20. I could see if it was like a full 4 years in a row or something. You could,
But there were no wild card series until 2020, right? Like it's the added.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
But that's,
now
so
they
that,
have-
the
they
numbers don't line up. I don't like that at all. That's not banner worthy.
Oh, they were in the wild card series 3
I
years.
don't give a Man, that's terrible.
And
Maybe I hate the Jays more than I do, but
especially
yeah.
considering all those. This is embarrassing considering all those series were 2-0 sweeps.
Yes.
Participation ribbon.
Yeah. A banner
No.
for not winning wild card games, being in the most of them.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple pictures of it, so I think it's a legit banner. Yeah, so I had to go there. Yeah, wild card series. They appeared in the wild card series. Here's our banner. It's like when the Preds. What did they put up the one year? Oh, they put up a wild one.
Yeah, but they've been in the. They've gone deep at least one time.
Yeah, but they put up a banner that just was like
For like an accomplishment, like a serious, like
regular season Western Conference champs
Western Conference champs.
of the regular season.
Like President's Trophy, yeah.
Yes.
But
Yeah,
Western
sure.
Conference,
They-
okay.
and they had the President's Trophy that year. They put up both banners, President's Trophy and
No.
Champs of the West.
do you do that only when you win the presidents? Can you then put up your conference?
No.
Right?
No, because
Why
it's
would you-
by
why?
extension, if you won the Presidents, you won your
You won your-
conference.
Also, yeah, were they best in the division? I need a banner to clarify.
Come on.
Like I would accept the division still, at least, because
but
there's
we're-
something to that.
but we don't have-
the Oilers have divisional banners, so
Garth Brooks has a banner.
Oh.
I'm just saying. Well, there is no
Yeah,
law,
no,
right? In
I get
sports,
you
like,
do
there's
whatever
no
you want.
criteria or.
But yeah, so the Toronto Blue Jays were in the wild card series in 2020, 22, and 23.
Good for them.
Didn't you know?
and they
Good-
won how
good-
many?
good for
right?
them.
Like
They didn't win a game.
They should have
didn't
that on
win a
there.
game.
No wins. Winning percentage
Yeah,
0.
yeah. Gee
Put
whiz.
that on the banner. Not enough room. What a. I want to leave.
I can't believe this hasn't become a bigger story.
Well, because it's the Blue Jays,
It's-
so we don't. It's like they're just having fun. Hot dogs and
Early season.
flight deck.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see if any sort of updates from the rink.
Sick of that
Nothing
team
is-
already. We haven't even hit the one. We haven't. How many games? 20.
13 or something.
Jesus.
The Jays, they like dominate your team. So, won 2
Oh,
out of
my
3, I
team's
think.
not. Whatever. But how?
But Seattle
Take me
hasn't.
back to the wild card.
Seattle hasn't put up banners for wild card.
Well,
series
which we
appearances.
won. They lost the series. If anybody's putting up wild card banners, it should be the Mariners for crying out loud. Man,
Yeah, that's.
what a. And the renovations there too. I just want to say this. Like I know it's new and it's probably good and for the best, but I liked when it was all just blue. The place was drunk with blue. It was kind of taking you back to the Argos days where they didn't really they'd share the stadium. Now you've got that brickyard feel behind, which is like you're kind of copying every other ballpark out here. Plus you're indoor. Like it's not natural. It's not like you got bricks inside the sky. Like it's just kind of fake and faux pas. You got the same 12 people sitting behind there. You can't see anybody else. I hate it.
I don't watch enough Jays games to care.
don't either.
I'm not gonna lie. I throw on the Jays occasionally. I am not a Jays fan, and so I don't.
But
sit
you
and watch
reside
the
in the
Jays fan.
division. You're playing
When
them here in the
Yankees
next
play 'em,
series. Yeah,
I
so
will
you
throw it on.
You
a
keep
little
an
bit,
eye.
right?
Yeah,
I will
yeah.
keep an eye, but like it's one where I don't sit. I can't say the last time I sat and watched this 9-inning Toronto Blue Jays baseball
with
game.
me.
type
No,
thing.
no.
But baseball in general, sometimes it's hard to watch the full 9. But like
The tones of Shulman and Buck, I don't mind, and I'll have it on for an inning. But I'm just saying the visuals of the new ballpark, albeit new, give me the old dome.
they needed to just build a new stadium.
Yeah, I'd take that.
I don't know why they like. I get why they renovated Rogers, but
It has a hotel in there. Did you know?
yeah,
Isn't that cool?
I'd rather have like they're trying to do it with the prospects and Spruce with the ballpark that they're building condos in the outfield.
Yeah.
And then Ottawa for TD Place Stadium.
It's like buying that house on the golf course near the.
But I would hate to live off a golf course.
Well, I'd hate to live off any kind of.
I would like imagine if there was condos surrounding Remax Field. I would love that. To stand out on your balcony and watch the Riverhawks play.
From a certain degree, I wouldn't want like dingers kind of breaking my kitchen window or anything. That was to my point. Like, it's nice to be close to the action, but then you get there and you're like, holy
close
crap!
to the
I'm a
action.
little too close to the action, and then you got guys. Hey, can I come to your place? And the Red Blacks, right? Like they always got those condos there, and there's always people.
Nothing's happening.
It's pretty cool.
That'd be fun.
It'd be fun.
You never have to go
if
there.
I lived there for a week, but then after
You can
like
barbecue, watch a game.
might get a little old after a while. In terms of, I would be so comfortable in just doing that it wouldn't force me out to kind of. I like walking to the park. I like going it's about the journey, you know. I'd get a little fat and happy in your condo and just sit there and have a bird's eye view.
Cook whatever you want. Barbecue whatever you want.
I can.
Drink whatever you want and watch the football.
I already do all of that. in the River Valley.
Not at the stadium.
No, get it out before you get there.
It's going to be a fun time.
Can't wait.
Yeah, sorry, we sidetracked from the Oilers there, but yeah, that Jason just popped in my mind and I had to go there. So
We look at us already considering tonight a trap game by getting sidetracked, right? We're living proof here.
how far did the Oilers go? If you had a guess right now, is this they winning the cup?
Head, not heart.
Yeah. Because I said they beat the Golden Knights. They're easily winning the cup.
I heard
Which
that.
they might now if they even play the Golden Knights at all.
They might not.
So if the Oilers don't win the cup, I can't be like, I wasn't wrong. They didn't play the Golden Knights.
The Golden Knights aren't locked in yet.
Yeah, absolutely.
St. Louis can still get them.
Absolutely.
They're going to be locked in.
They will get
St.
there,
Louis
I
has
think.
the
but-
goaltending, though, I'd argue.
Well,
the
the Golden Knights did not have the goaltending on
I have
Wednesday.
never once uttered the words Aiden Hill with Patrick Waugh and comparing them together.
We're paraphrasing.
Dusty has put that on me. I have never actually
Roll
said
the
that
tape.
part. I've said I didn't expect the injury to come.
I know,
but
yeah.
I was taking Aiden Hill. Golden Knights have the Wild, the Avs, the Blackhawks, Ducks. They should be able to beat the Blackhawks and the Ducks.
Yes.
That should be 4 points.
two pillows.
That should
Although
be
the
good
Blackhawks
enough.
beat Dallas not very long ago, so
The Blues have Carolina tonight. They have the Kraken, and then they have the Stars. The benefit about the Stars, though, is
they might be resting,
Yes.
guys.
So Vegas have a game in hand.
Vegas
by that
has a
count?
game in hand.
Well-
The Golden Knights. Let me pull that up quickly.
Sometimes you do side to that team that's, when you're fighting so hard and punching up, you kind of like, why would they quit now? And in terms of the Golden Knights, they've just been running scared and trying to hold on. You kind of always go for that puncher,
3 points up with the game in hand.
3 up with the game in hand.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
tough.
the most the Blues can get is 6 more points, which will put them at 95.
And the Kings are right there too, hey, with the Golden Knights.
Well, they're 95 points. Golden Knights have a game in hand, so the Golden Knights, with that win, if that happens, would be a point back of getting to that.
Okay.
But the Kings have a very favorable schedule. They go Ducks, Wild, Blackhawks.
Oh,
Again, even if you go Preds, the Preds schedule the rest of the way. Blackhawks, Blue Jackets, Penguins.
Oof. That Penguins game is
That'll
going
be
to
a
be
tight one, yeah.
But there should be 2 wins there for the Preds. When I went through the Kings schedule there, Ducks, Wild, Blackhawks, arguably there should be 3 wins there.
Yeah.
The Golden Knights, I don't see how they catch Nashville or LA, which then sends them to the Central Division if they make the playoffs.
right, which means they get Dallas.
They get Dallas, Winnipeg, Colorado, and the Pacific just becomes very easy. Because even at one point this season, we thought the Pacific would be Vancouver with someone and Oilers, Golden Knights.
Yeah.
But it's Kings, which,
I think
as good as they've been playing,
the Oilers
I don't think
beat
they're
the
scary.
Kings.
100%.
The Oilers beat the
They're not
Kings.
scary, I don't think, to anyone. And you've got the Preds who are playing great hockey.
If Vancouver lose,
The Central just got extremely tough.
I don't think the Kings-
Draisaitl feasts on
the
Nashville.
Kings shouldn't necessarily be scary either, but I could see them as being annoying. And in a team that, again, I think, and I've said this, and I think, and a texter this morning as well, that Dubois trade set them back a bit, but they were trending really good to compete with the Oilers in this division by being the antithesis of them, shutting them down and boring,
Right.
whatever you want to call it.
But the Oilers can beat that.
Well, the Oilers they have beaten that,
They have
but
beaten
especially this year in doing that Dubois trade, I think made them a little. I loved the pieces that they gave up in that deal to acquire PLD.
Yeah, Winnipeg fleeced them.
They did, and so I'd take that Kings team for years back. But I still do say that there's a lot of guys still there. The DNA is still there. I think the goaltending is quietly good, as a lot of people like to graze over it. I'll just say, in terms of playing the Oilers, I think Riddit, Talbot maybe have something to prove.
Big save, Dave. No thanks.
He shut him out. And I'm just going to say that happened.
One time.
Maybe, one time, sure, but that's one time.
Yeah.
It happened this year. I think they're built, and I think they enjoy the challenge the Kings players do. I think it's annoying. I think for a first-round matchup, it shouldn't be scary, but I think from an Oilers point of view, it could be annoying. It could get a little greasy, and it could prove to hurt you a bit in terms of maybe they're not going for a cup, but they don't like it. I think it's an outstanding rivalry, I think, from a neutral point of view. I love seeing these two teams go at it.
having beaten them the last 2 years, they're invested.
They're
for sure.
invested, they're pesky, and they're going to be a
Yeah.
problem. It should be scared. No, I hear that.
The series a couple years ago cost the Oilers potentially Stanley Cup, you could argue,
what
with
I'm
the
saying.
injury that Mike Anderson had to
what I'm saying.
give to Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah,
right?
and
Like, you could
Nurse
argue.
hurt too, so.
But like the dirty play and all
Yeah.
that it's
They're
like,
not-
okay, well, did
Yeah.
that cost the Oilers a Stanley Cup? What would have Draisaitl was great with one leg?
Yeah.
What would have he done with 2 legs?
Beating them in hockey? Yes. They have the skill.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah.
But it could get a little.
I know it scares some people too. Also
messy.
trying to beat a team 3 years in a row.
Nah.
I don't believe in that. No.
Well,
Brand
it's a
new
different
season.
team.
I agree.
Year to-
The DNA
yeah,
is still there,
no.
but there's different guys.
So, to your question, I think the Oilers should get to the Western Final. If they hit Dallas, I don't know.
But the path
fair.
there too. Again, if you're say you get through the Kings in like 4 or 5,
Right.
and then you're. But if you got to battle through these, and then you get to that Western Conference Final, and say it's a Dallas that goes to.
I think they could actually beat Colorado. That would be a heck of a series.
Yeah.
Dallas bothers me.
The depth, the goaltending, bit of everything.
Well, if the goaltending is there, then I don't see how the Oilers beat them.
I don't see how anyone beats them almost at that point.
Yeah.
Combined with the rolling of the four lines
there
and
is
the blue
no,
line and
yeah,
everything.
there's no
yeah.
hole.
Yeah.
When Ottinger wasn't playing Ottinger,
Yeah.
then there's possibilities. But yeah. Anyway, I would say Oilers have a, like you say, Pacific looks like a fairly
It's gone easier than
Yeah.
path
Should be.
than the Central.
yeah.
It is completely, it's shifted in that sense. At one point, we thought it was 3-3 balanced.
Yeah.
And now it's 4-2 in a sense. And I'll throw the Preds, I guess, in there a little bit. So I'll go 2.5
Yeah.
type thing.
But I don't want to write off the Jets.
Well, they're part of the 4 to me.
I think
Yeah.
the Jets
Oh yeah.
the Jets could come out of there.
Well, you got Hellebuck.
The goaltending in the
Hellebuck.
playoffs, baby.
A couple texts into the Parish Jewelers inbox, 780-218-99. I'll start with Big Uke. How convenient, just about ready with 3 games left, full participant April 20th. He sent me a screenshot. Mark Stone has been cleared to practice and will be non-contact
course.
beginning this morning.
Come on, you guys.
We knew
why,
this.
But why? Let's stop with the wringing of the hands.
We knew
and
this.
Non-contacts yet.
No.
He's been cleared to skate. One texter with a 403 area code. So the Jays have more wild card banners than wins,
Yes.
which is really well. But then Coach Mike says apparently other ML teams have done this as well. Pretty pathetic. And he sent an article that goes, however, the practice isn't all that unusual around the major leagues, with other teams such as the Tampa Bay Rays, Philadelphia Phillies, Arizona Diamondbacks, and Mariners all having recognized wild card berths in their respective stadiums.
But again,
But the Mariners won.
winning the wild card. You can't hang it up there and have a 0 winning percentage through those wild card berths.
you
Can
can't
you?
hang up a banner for a wild card appearance. I'm sorry.
But if you win,
for,
Matty.
For me in baseball, you won your division,
Mm-hmm.
you won the league going to the World Series, and you won the World Series. Those 3 banners, that's
Yeah.
it.
But would you rather hang a banner if you won a wild card series or lost a wild card series?
I'd want neither.
But you have to pick one. Gun to the head. I know which one I'm taking.
You understand? I'll go the Jays way specifically because it's a joke.
Okay.
Because
Well,
then I'm playing into this
Look,
full joke.
If that's how it is, I'm all for it then too.
If I think this is a joke
Yeah.
banner already, I'm just going to go full
Put up
joke.
the hot dog eating banner. They should be doing
Let's do
those
that.
every single game. But how many hot dogs do you get the banner up there?
Well, to your point before, if Garth Brooks has a banner, then
We've opened. Yeah, there's no putting the toothpaste back
Who
in.
Johnny Jasno, who's on the Hangout a few weeks ago, works for Garth, has texted that banner.
talk every
picture
day.
of him to him.
They talk every
many
day.
times.
Yeah.
And Garth
Great
has not
show.
responded.
Great.
Yeah, that's what he says. Every time he's texted it to Garth never said anything about it.
Doesn't even want it.
Doesn't
Can you
care.
hang your banner? No. I prefer you don't. They do it anyways.
He'll never play Rogers Place again because he doesn't want the banner there. That's why he went to Commonwealth last time. Did 2 shows. There's no banner. Did they got a banner of me? No.
He was
I'm
against
going
it.
there.
He's boycotted the entire thing.
Do you think they gave him a replica one?
It'll only be Chris Gaines performing at Rogers Place henceforth.
I want him on the Achy Breaky. That's
So
the
do
dream.
I.
That's the absolute dream.
He'd do it.
Are you a country music guy?
I am not,
No,
unfortunately.
My wife Danny, whom you know, she said Garth Brooks is the Chris Sheets of country music. I couldn't agree more. Because he don't talk to anybody. Like he's kind of. This is a good thing for Chris Sheets. He's like the dad.
Wow.
Walks around. He's got his New Balance whites on. Hey guys, you don't look like a country. No, I'm not. But I play one in real life.
Well done, Danny.
It's a good.
That's a
right?
great one.
It's a pretty apt. I'd say.
Oh, I love that. Okay, well, we got 2 Oiler games tonight. We've got no F1.
Well, 2 other games is one
well,
tonight.
today,
one
tomorrow,
weekend.
sorry.
But
This
as we
weekend. I
said,
meant
they're
this
joined.
weekend.
They're joined. It's pretty much one long
It's
game here.
120 minutes of
To get to
hockey
the
action.
division, yeah, to raise your own banner.
We've got the pause. We're taking the timeout. What do we got soccer-wise this weekend?
Oh, Matty. don't want to kill the viewership here.
Well, we've only got a couple
back
minutes.
to the
left. I got
Masters,
Bournemouth. You got Newcastle away.
Right.
City Luton.
Your Spurs, eh?
I'm Spurs.
Timo Werner, want him back or is Take or leave it.
Yeah, he's fit in all right. But
Angie, you're a big Angie in guy? Or
yeah, I don't mind him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Arsenal Aston.
That's tricky for the Gunners there.
That's going to be.
Yeah. Where is it in?
At Arsenal.
Okay.
But Aston is trying to. We don't know for sure who's going to get, if it's going to be 4 or 5 Champions League spots in the Premier League. And Tottenham's got the match in hand, and they have equal points.
Yeah.
So Aston really needs that win. And Arsenal likes to stub their toe. Historically,
we're all waiting for them to do it.
Their toe.
Yeah.
Please.
And so at what point? Who do you want to win the league?
Well, I'd want to win the league.
Win the league because we're down to 3. It's Arsenal. It's Liverpool.
yeah.
It's
Who do you
City.
hate the least?
Exactly. That's it. Because for me, it's
It's
Arsenal.
always the question.
No chance, Arsenal. No chance.
chance.
Yeah, not for you.
No. I don't have as much aversion to City as a lot of people do.
Okay.
But I would probably pick Liverpool. If I had to pick, but
Just from the storyline, Klopp's last hurrah, that type of thing, or just
I don't mind
neutrality to the.
I don't mind Liverpool.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't stand Arsenal.
I just City.
Fair
Your
enough.
indifference to them is one thing, but I think we can all kind of like. I hate. It's a lot boring when they win. Nobody talks about it. It's,
Yeah.
Well,
you know
it's-
what
but it's
the
also
underlying.
won
It's
15 charges.
Exactly. The Champions League last year, nobody
This
cares because
isn't-
Yeah.
it's all.
This isn't them. I'm
No,
sorry.
no.
But for me, I still would rather have City over Liverpool.
As opposed to Arsenal.
No, City over Liverpool. If Arsenal's top.
Oh,
For
yeah,
me,
yeah.
Arsenal's
Yeah,
number
okay,
one.
yeah.
If of
Ooh.
all the worst here, I'm taking Arsenal.
Yeah,
I want
absolutely,
them
as
to
you
win.
should.
Yeah,
though,
well-
'cause
But
you're-
then City over Liverpool because it's like that's the rivalry.
That
the
is
two
the rivalry.
biggest clubs
Yeah,
in England.
yeah.
Sorry. It's
You
it's
shouldn't care
United
about- you
and
shouldn't care about
Liverpool,
City
and it's the same
traditionally, yeah.
And City, it's weird. Like they're supposed to be your crosstown round, but it's like
Noisy
they're just,
neighbors,
They're,
as
they're just whatever.
Fergus-
They'll be
Fergus
gone, and
said.
when Pep leaves, they'll be back to nothing again.
Oh, yeah.
They'll be no
Once those
ones,
charges
and we'll
kick
be
in.
gone if
Yeah.
they get. No, they'll just pay.
What's
a
the use of
fine.
winning a league when it's going to get stripped from you anyway?
He'll be long gone, but they'll just pay a fine and they'll be good.
It's their league to lose. I'll say that today
Cities?
too. Yeah, they're not going to lose another game. As you said, Arsenal will stub their toe. Liverpool,
I will say-
we're slowly caving in ourselves too because it's.
Well, you've got a tough ending.
Spurs get both City and Liverpool.
yeah, I don't
Is
like
it just
that.
2? Not all 3?
I don't like
I
that
think
at
they
all.
may have all 3 even.
And you guys
talking about
wrecked
this
our.
is-
It was my wedding day where I watched you guys draw us there on that, and we were
Yeah.
still competing for something. In the,
So Newcastle, but then you got Arsenal, you got Liverpool,
Yeah.
and you got City.
yeah.
that's your.
That's a
That's
lot.
a- that's a
You also
run
got
in.
You're
Chelsea.
deciding that. You're.
that's a
Yeah,
run
yeah,
in.
yeah.
Tottenham's deciding the
Wow.
champion of this
Goes
in a
through,
large way.
yeah.
Well, I read a thing a couple of weeks back when there were, I think, 3 teams that had all 3 at that point. I don't remember which. I think Villa maybe was one of them
Oh yeah, that
Oh,
because
Went
we
through them all.
yeah, I think Villa was.
we drew with Villa last week.
Yes, because United's done with one of them already.
Yeah.
Was it Arsenal already? Do we still play Arsenal?
what we've played.
No, I think we've already played Arsenal. Well, we did just this past weekend.
Yeah.
Was the final between
Yeah.
us, and then played City a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, but United is. We got the FA Cup. Big semi-final next weekend against Coventry next Sunday.
Go Sky Blues.
Library Pat, that's it for the hangout. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate
Cheers,
it.
man.
Thanks for the support. Do you know your number, by the way?
I believe it's 32.
Okay.
Ish something.
That sounds
Pretty
about right.
high.
Yeah. Yeah. And those premium club memberships will reopen in full.
People still ask every morning. There's text
Because they
line
haven't
in.
pulled
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
And the golf tournament annual members got first crack at it. Today, monthly members will be getting an email. And then Gen Public will get a chance for our golf tournament on Monday.
Great
Stay
gal, that
tuned.
Gen Public.
Some more details coming up with that on Monday. But yeah, Library Pat, thanks. This was a fun
Thanks.
conversation.
Thanks very
We
much
talked a little
for-
soccer.
Letting me come.
Just a bit.
So it was great. Talked a little golf. Talked about the Blue Jays banner, which is a great banner. Coming up next here on Edmonton Sports Talk, we've got the Lock Shop, Dustin Huss, your next chance to qualify for the EST FlyAway. And then at noon, it's the Oil Stream. Tommy, fresh off of Oiler morning skate. Him and Dusty will get you set for tonight's game against the Coyotes.
Supposedly
Tomorrow's
some
game
news
against
on
the
Vinny
Canucks.
Desharnais as well that Dusty
yeah?
was prefacing. Yeah, so
That's all coming on the Oil Stream, and then the pregame show later tonight with Tommy and YouTube Trev. They'll also have that show for you tomorrow. I'm with Tommy actually on pre and post tomorrow. Trev's going to the game.
That's
with
right.
Tommy. He's going to show him the ropes. And then Hello Hockey tomorrow as well at 10 o'clock right here at Edmonton Sports Talk, edmontonsportstalk.com. Tune in and iHeartRadio. On behalf of Lieutenant Eric, Library Pat, I'm Matt Iwanyk. Thanks for tuning in to the Hangout. Enjoy your weekend. I will chat with you on Monday. Lock Shop starting in just a few minutes.
Let's go. There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Zola with here. Joining us today,